Awesome. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday Sequence Break, episode 50. Wait, is it 50? I thought it was 53. Whatever, it's 52. Okay.
It was almost 53. We were really close to having episode 53.
It's like
earlier.
52 and a half.
Pheenoh exposed us.
Yeah.
I mean, secret guest who you'll find out about in a bit.
Oh, yeah, you mean, shut up. Shut up, PJ.
It's an accident.
Welcome to Records Week, the eagle-eyed viewers amongst you. Ha ha ha, I say this like the SDA update people always say. You know when they always say, some of you may have noticed, I'm not due to update yet. And you say, I don't fucking know. What? Really?
Hey, speaking of SDA update, there's one today.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go.
It has Cutthroat Island and a bayonetter.
Really?
Yep.
I don't believe you.
It's up there.
Oh my goodness, it does. Well, anyway, that's irrelevant. It's this Sunday Sequence Break. As you may have noticed, we were meant to have Records Week next week, but I don't know, something happened and it's now this week. Next week is something different. And as per usual, Records Week, we have extra guests with us. But first of all, we have PJ. Say hello, PJ.
No.
Oh, okay, fine.
You're not going to tell me what to do. You're not my mom.
We got Feasel.
Hello.
There you go. There's me, Flicky, as per usual. Playing the part of Duckfist this week, we have Arcano.
Hello.
Is that how you say your name?
Yes.
No, okay, I'll say it wrong from now
No,
on.
that's how you say his name.
Shut up, you sneaky feasel. I know your game. Our special guest this week, we have Peaches.
Hi there.
There you go. There he is. You're not going to be a bell then. Okay, that's fine. We got, in his very first Sunday Sequence Break appearance, we have Pheenoh.
Hello all, I'm Pheenoh the Meano.
There you go. And we have, in his not first appearance, Romscout.
Yo.
Perfecto. If you don't know the deal with Records Week, we literally just talk about records all week instead of a game of the week or anything.
All week.
All week. That's all we talk about all
Buckle up.
week. Anyway.
All week. Here it comes. How many hours in a week, PJ? A lot.
Something.
20-something hours of stream.
You asked me to make up
coming
a
at
number,
you.
and you knew what would happen.
More than 10.
But yeah, we're gonna ready and roll, but we still do need to do recaps first. So, starting as per usual, PJ, would you like to do a little recap for us?
Oh, I'd love to.
Go on then.
All right. So I
That's
actually...
literally what his whole week's been.
Yeah, that's all. I did like 8 ActRaiser 2 attempts this week because somehow during practice I bruised my palm. And I don't really know how that happened, but I wasn't able to play very well after that. So then I played a whole lot of Worms.
Huh.
And that was significantly more fun.
Okay. What, just with friends or?
No, by myself. Sitting in the dark drinking.
Dang.
Yeah.
Fun week.
He forced me to download it only so that he could pretend he has friends to play it with.
Right, yeah. My Xbox is still disconnected, so, you know. Yep.
I thought.
Fine.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So, alright, cool. Feasel.
Oh, me?
Feasel. Yeah, that's you. You're that guy.
Oh,
Look at my
gosh.
Feasel from Twitch. I see your stream.
Yeah. So what did I do this week? It was a pretty typical week, I guess, but I actually didn't do a heck of a lot of streaming. I did a lot of stuff just preparing for the Thursday show. That's taken up a lot of time. We're still getting in the groove of it, so it ends up being a bit more work intensive than I think it will be in the long run. But what did I do for fun? I unwound by doing a blind race of Lolo 2 Japanese yesterday.
Which, hang on, I had a quote there. You keep talking. I'm going to go find this quote about that game.
Okay, you go look for that, because I'm sure there were lots of great quotes about it. But that was a real, that was fun. I think eventually they cut the goal time in half, or the goal number of levels in half, and it still took, 15 hours or something like that for the 1 or 2 people who finished. But it was pretty fun, though. I kind of had a good time, because I knew I wasn't planning on actually finishing it. But that was cool. But it's basically like Lolo 3 US version, except it's got harder puzzles, which if you ever played Lolo 3, apparently has ridiculous puzzles to begin with. So it got pretty hectic pretty early. But that was pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure half your solutions weren't even possible.
Some of the stuff I was 100% sure wasn't what they wanted you to do to solve the level. But that's a good thing. I like that. That and I just played some Ninja Gaiden. That's pretty much it.
Okay, I'm still trying to find this quote. I'm really sorry. It was on it's on my Twitter somewhere, but unfortunately the Japanese got at Twitter, so the feed is all over the place.
Well, the best quote that I can think of about it was Cypher's original estimate for how long it would take to beat the 13 levels, which was like, what did he say? A couple of hours? So.
Here we go. So this is from Cypher, as we all know, very good at games. I'm convinced that the Adventures of Lolo 2 Japanese version is the hardest NES game. Holy Diver cannot touch how brutally difficult Lolo 2J is. When you see like Bleachy and Cypher and that like struggling in a race, it just scares the hell out of me. I can't imagine what their game's like.
I can, because I watched Feasel for like 3 hours yesterday while I was play testing a bunch of games for him. So who finished it?
Jaden did, and let me see, one other person did. I can't remember if it was Cypher or maybe 90. I'll check real quick.
It says in chat, Mid-Boss, Jadian, and 90 beat it.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Congratulations. How many people entered?
It was like 8 people or something.
Oh, man. All right. Arcano, you're playing Duckfist this week. You get to do a little recap of what you've been up to.
Okay. Sadly, I haven't really been speedrunning anything because I've been busy with other stuff. But I have been keeping up with glitches in Golden Sun, and I plan to getting back to that soon. Yeah, I've mostly been trying to stay competitive in altitude for when I do game, but other than that, not too much.
Cool. All right, nice and simple. This week, I learned how to run Vice City. It turns out it's actually pretty easy, really. I was kind of surprised. I did a blind-ish, mostly blind playthrough on Tuesday, which took about 7 hours. And then just did a bunch of runs until Saturday. Then today I started actually learning the route rather than just whatever stupid shit I came up with. And yeah, and it actually looks pretty easy. The route's pretty foolproof. Even an idiot could like do it. As long as you get past going crazy without like a dumb amount of mistakes, I reckon cutting 2 hours is actually pretty simple, provided you don't get stung by bad luck. But it seems pretty cool, so I've just been playing a bunch of Vice City already. And then last week, I guess, because I wasn't really here, I hosted a meetup at my house for some UK runners. That was a ton of fun. We did a playthrough of Devil May Cry 3 co-op, which is using the Super Dante costume and Doppelganger to run the whole game with 2 players. That was a lot of fun. And hopefully I did that with DR Singe, and hopefully we can meet up at his house or my house and work on that, because it's a ton of fun. I didn't realize how much fun co-op beat-em-ups were when you're speedrunning them, rather than just like playing them normally. So there's a ton of cool little things you can do. Like you can volley, like knock one guy in the air, and the other guy can just jump cancel constantly while in the air, and the other person goes around just punching people into them for them to jump cancel off of. It was pretty sweet. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to some silly hijinks, like I saw like I saw Feasel and was it Rain do in River City Ransom at one of the AGTQs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm keen. It was a lot of fun. I don't know if I did anything else. Oh, I did some routing of Metal Gear Rising, but I sort of stopped at the last mission. It seems pretty straightforward that so far. It's just a lot of cutting people in half. Like, loads of cutting people in half. I think that's it, actually. Yeah, that's basically it for what I did recap. Hey, did you see that, guys? I speedran this week.
I was about to comment on how impressive that was.
I know, like, I did stuff. It's crazy. But, yeah. And I've got more stuff planned for this week. We're doing a race on Tuesday for Vice City. So, yeah, come do that. We went to have a race last night, but my friend showed up with food late, and apparently that caused almost everybody to drop out of the race because I wasn't there.
How dare he bring you food?
Well, I was happy with it, but, you know, whatever. But hey, there you go. Next up, Peaches, what have you been doing in the past week?
Hi. Earlier in the week, I was playing some Doom and playing some Quest 64. and that was it for a couple days. And then I went to a wedding way out of town, so I wasn't able to do any speedrunning or streaming, but it was a lot of fun.
Cool. Well, the wedding or the town?
The wedding.
The drive.
All right. The drive. Yeah. All right. Pheeno's next on this list.
Let's see. This week, me and Rachel B from the TAS Videos Forum started working on the Twilight Princess tool-assisted speedrun. It's coming along nicely. Hoping to get a work in progress out in like a month or two. We'll see. I've also started back doing Twilight Princess any % attempts. Yay.
You're not doing $1,000 attempts, are you?
No, I think that bounty expired.
Mm.
No. And I've also started learning Wind Waker, unfortunately. So we'll see how that goes.
Just in time for nobody to still be running it.
I had to wait for everybody else to stop running it.
Yeah, of course.
It was cool enough for me to run.
Hipster Pheenoh enters the battle. Are you going to run the best category, like 100% no tuner English version?
Oh, God.
Something like that.
Until I say not.
Glitchless.
See, I was
No
thinking
glitches.
about other language versions of games and doing, finding some incredibly inefficient language to
Right,
play
like
your game
I was
in.
thinking like German Link to the Past or something.
Yeah,
German,
German,
yeah, good.
Italian.
Yeah. Well, because when I was playing Vice City, there's a part where it's health bars on the screen, and they're labeled already in English. They're like chunky, and they cover like a quarter of the screen, and it says like Diaz's health, Lance's health. In German, they use the word Gesundheitszustand, which means total healthiness. And that covers literally like 2/3 of the screen, from left to right. So a good chunk of the top of the screen is unviewable because you can't see what's underneath that text. And so I figured you should do. That's it. That's your path to fame, Pheenoh.
You can do it.
Finish Link to the Past, or finish Wind Waker or something. Nice.
Right.
Okay, Romscout, you're next.
Yeah. I didn't do much in the way of running games or streaming, but I did manage to kill Duckfist, I think. We've got a special little project we're doing for SGDQ with co-op, and he didn't show up today, so I'm taking the blame. Or the game can, whichever. Then, been popping in that Final Fantasy marathon. Not actually watching the runs, because why would you? But the chat is like, somehow, it's the first time I've seen a QuakeNet chat in a marathon out-spam a Twitch chat like tenfold because of Metasigma's Atlas Flux.
Oh, right.
So, yeah, just been popping on that. That's about it.
Nice. All right. I haven't honestly watched any of it, which isn't that surprising.
Yeah, shocker.
No. I was really excited to watch. I can't. Well, okay, that's a lie. I wasn't excited at all to watch any of it. But I was looking through the schedule because I thought it was going to be 1 to 10 in like a row, or like 1 to 12 or 13 or whatever. But it was kind of like all over the place, which kind of bummed me out. I thought it might be just like the game in order, but I did actually watch 15 minutes of Zoning play Final Fantasy X to try and figure out why he's so much better than all the other Western runners. I couldn't figure it out. He's just like an hour faster than the rest of them. But
you
I
watched
did
15 minutes. That's like in a normal game. That'd be like watching 8 seconds of it.
Yeah, that's like watching a cutscene.
Wow, that jump was real sweet. All right, moving on.
Well, the menuing wasn't actually that good. I was kind of surprised by that. There was a lot of him like going and then trying to find it. But yeah, I don't know. I did find it very amusing that it was about 2 or 3 games a day, 3 to 4 games a day on their schedule, which is like compared to AGDQ, which is sort of 20 odd.
These are the 2 games.
They've been raising a lot of money though. Like I think they're nearly at 20,000 right now, so
that's
pretty good considering. Wow. Like they had site overload, and like they had to upgrade their site so it wouldn't keep crashing. So it's always nice when you get way more people than expected like that.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
Poxnor got partner off of it.
Yeah.
I kind of want to host a marathon just as it seems to be the easiest way to get partner. on my channel. Instead of like grinding away and streaming consistently, I'm just going to host a marathon, get a bunch of people, just 2 TSSB marathon, but instead of doing it on this account, we'll do it on mine. Then we'll swap to PJ's account. Then we'll swap to duckfist's account. Get us all partner, and then
if we do it on my account, like it'll not work. It'll broadcast to a different site.
That's true.
Twin Galaxies /PJ.
Yeah.
Its partner.
All right.
All right.
We're gonna do, is there any speedrun news to do before we do records?
I think we just covered the big speedrun news.
Aside from that, there's something I wanted to announce with a friend of mine. Next Saturday at 10 a.m. GMT, we're doing a Tomb Raider blind race, the new Tomb Raider. So if any of you have Tomb Raider and not played it yet, come join the Tomb Raider blind race, 10 a.m. GMT next Saturday.
Blind race / world record attempt?
Yes, it is. We're going to watch all cutscenes. Basically, the only rule is watch cutscenes. That's it. Because we kind of wanted to see what the game's actually like. So, yeah. I don't know what the world record for that game is. I can't imagine anybody's finished it. Anything else? Any other news stuff we want to cover?
Me and a bunch of the TP players are planning a big TP race in April. So if anyone plays TP or wants to learn, they can send me a PM and I'll give them some info about it.
Who are the other TP runners at the moment?
Mofat, Chaos Link, Smashmaster, Fennec. There's a couple people.
Okay,
Not too many.
Just shout at us when it's happening and we can mention it on the show.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
If the price is right, we'll mention it on the show.
Yeah.
Yes, we're also meant to mention
cents, please.
Send some of my Twitch money to PJ.
Yeah. To me, not to the show. Send it to me. I'll put in a good word for you.
There we go.
We're also supposed to mention the SRL Seasons games, but I can't find that link right now. It's in one of my Skype threads, and I just don't see it.
We can also mention this Thursday. Is there another?
If someone could link it, that would be really helpful.
Is there another thing on this Thursday for Feasel?
Oh, Thursday. Yeah. We're doing SGL this Thursday again, of course.
Yep.
And the game of the week this time is going to be Kabuki Quantum Fighter.
I'm so excited.
That's an amazing game.
It's an amazing game that a lot of people really haven't played. It's so good. It's it's a really good NES platformer. I think people will enjoy that, and it's challenging, but it's pretty doable.
Yeah.
And
do you have who are the guests in that?
The people involved are Dragon Dark, Vorpal, the Seawolf, and Mythical 9.
Ooh, and who's the guest host?
The guest host is, I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
It's a mystery
Easy and
host.
Myself.
Wow.
It's a secret to everyone.
Secret to everyone. All right. Cool. Shall we go into records now? Shall we poodle in there?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, why not? Okay, so kicking off our record section, I just need to check how many of these there are to sort of pace myself. All right, cool. Starting off is sort of more of an honorable mention more than anything else, but Ballad of Gay Tony, which for those of you who don't know is one of the GTA 4 expansions or DLCs, I guess it is more. It's the second of the two, a lot more upbeat, light-hearted, that sort of thing. And this is a PC any percent in 30250 by Stalken. I thought it was Stakuin, but I guess Stalken is what's written here, so I trust it.
Well, so the official word is that you can pronounce it any way you want because there's no official pronunciation.
Oh my good.
That's what it is.
Oh my good. Okay, cool. And this is basically, as he says, the best time is 3 hours, 12 minutes on a console by controller head, as far as I know. But a segmented run is 1 hour 45. So there's plenty to improve, but this is sort of just the first run more than anything else. So that should, improve soon. Next up, Batman. Oh, this wasn't labeled any color. So Batman, pacifist. There's no duckfist to talk about this. That's a shame.
Yeah.
I am amazed that this is a category. I really am.
Well, it's more. Isn't this just bored Dexter percent?
Bored Dexter. Well, I think it's true Batman. Instead of killing everybody along his
Oh
path.
shit! You're right.
Yeah, it definitely makes more sense. Right?
This is canon Batman percent.
It is.
Right. But basically, the idea is that if Ninja Gaiden can do it, why can't Batman? Because it's a game where you jump and stick on walls and stuff. So it's basically Ninja Gaiden.
I think eventually the entire NES library is going to be pacifist by the end of the year.
Yeah.
All right.
But this
that sounds right.
This game has a lot of cool invincibility abuse where you can punch an enemy and then run past him. So I imagine that's what he's doing for most of this stuff. But I'm really excited to watch this round. It's just going to be good.
Are you allowed to eat to damage enemies in Pacifist?
I'm assuming so.
Well, you aren't killing them. So.
Oh yeah, that would make that way different then, just because of the invincibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not killing. It's a cruelty percent.
Yeah.
It's acid and activator. Yeah, you're just wounding.
Well, you
everything
can't
as you-
damage things in Ninja Gaiden in the percent. You can't use your sword at all unless you have to. So, there you go. They're saying he's not. Yep.
Yeah.
Not doing it. Not even hitting them.
Sinister gave a "you guys are wrong" in caps, so I think it's time to move on and not let him.
No, let's keep going.
Sounds good.
Next up in the Batman series of us getting loads of Batman records for whatever reason is Batman Returns on Genesis, any percent 1447 by Honorable J. There's no comment. Any of you know anything about this at all?
Is this a game that has a... No, it can't be.
Yeah. Is that the game that's a 20-minute auto scroller?
No, because they run shorter than that. It lets you run auto scrollers.
We have a highlight for this, so you guys can...
Biggest time saver in any video game.
Oh, we have a highlight. Oh, this is the one with the train.
Oh, it must be Batman and Robin that has the auto scroller.
Oh yeah, it is Batman and Robin. Yeah,
It's the 20-minute auto
the
scroller.
16-minute long auto scroll.
Wow.
Amazing.
What happens if you die in the auto scroller? Does he start again?
Your cartridge melts, I think.
So is him jumping on a train a bunch?
Dive kick,
Yeah.
maybe? Is that his falling animation, or is that a dive
I
kick?
think that's just his falling animation.
Yeah.
That's a badass fall, then.
Yeah. The fall that's also a dive kick. Like,
Yeah.
we all know how dangerous those things are.
Oh, yeah. These games where you just cape over everything, I just can't stand them.
Your menu.
Dude, yeah, he is. He's
He's
just
jumping
jumping
over the top of all this stuff.
Is he
Oh,
throwing
dude.
cats at that person?
Shut up.
Dude, no, they're turtles or tortoises or
You
something.
rescued him from the trees, and now he
Dude,
gets...
what happened? I don't even understand this. So he just jumps constantly and then hits something with a rope. All right, Batman.
Sounds right.
Yeah,
Sounds like a good game.
It sounds like an upset girlfriend's description of what somebody's doing with their time. You're just jumping around and throwing rope at them. It's not even fun. And then she goes and sulks. But next up,
all right.
Batman Return of the Joker. So, oh wait, this is Funk Dog. Anybody feasel on PJ?
I
you've normally
played this game as a kid a lot.
Oh, go for it, Romscout.
Go
There's
for it,
also
because I don't know anything.
I definitely couldn't beat it as a kid, but yeah, like it just seems like the other Batman Sunsoft run, except more boring. And so Funk Doc like ran it for like 3 days or something, and was trying to beat this other run that used turbo, and he didn't think he did, but then he ended up like retiming. He's like, "Oh, I beat that run. All right, guess I'm done with that." So.
Yeah,
Yeah, like nobody in his stream apparently likes this game, including him. So he just moved on really quick.
and for
yeah, his
Funk
comment
Dog,
basically says that. Yeah, he says 80% of this game is auto scrollers and mashing buttons, so I'm already kind of sick of it. Yeah, and he mentions that there's a 1341 run that on YouTube that they're 99% sure he uses a turbo controller, so he didn't think that he could beat it, but apparently he's beaten that
Yeah,
by 1
this has a
second.
lot of mashing. Actually, if there's one reason to go back and watch the archive, is to see how Funk Doc mashes, because it's like really funny. He like sways back and forth into the controller, and I have no idea
I've
how.
never seen Funk Doc mash. He doesn't strike me as a masher.
Pretty
In
hilarious.
Castlevania, there's not much need for it.
Yeah.
He doesn't pretend to be a masher. He
Yeah.
says that straight out.
Yeah. It's funny to see who can mash and who can't. Like, I'm amazed PJ can mash.
I don't know if I can.
You're
I
pretty
can't.
decent at mashing. Beetle can't. PJ
I
can.
can.
Yeah, I can mash. I didn't think I could until I went to the AGDQ and then broke Andrew G's button. He moaned at me.
You used 2 buttons, you cheater.
Dude, it's allowed!
You're like, oh, you were using this as a high score table? Well, anyways, let me use both buttons. So
Sorry for... Dude, that's the equivalent of using glitches in a speedrun. You can't say. Like, it's in there. Anybody can do it.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Like, isn't that what
Exactly.
speedrunner? The first thing a speedrunner does is like, oh yeah, okay, I can do this twice as fast if I just use it.
every viewer found an out of bounds in the Hudson button counter. So there.
And you opened up the back of it.
I turned it into
reprogrammed
Tetris.
it. I remember there's one thing, I don't know if you know, there's these things called power balls that like are basically strung gyroscopes. And they have a counter on them that measures how many rotations you get per minute. That's sort of the measurement of speed. and somebody figured out if you take off the recorder, you can put it near something else that spins really quickly, and it records that instead. So he put it next to some kind of fan in a car or something, and smashed the record, and nobody could figure out how he did it until they realized. Yeah, a little fun fact there for you. Okay, BioShock. I kind of wanted to give this to Peaches because it's a shooter, and it's almost like Doom, right?
I don't know anything about it, but there's a lot of notes, so I can just read them.
Hang on, you played System Shock too, right?
Yeah, but I do know that these games are pretty different. They're just kind of like BioShock is like the spiritual successor. There's pretty similar gameplay elements, but they're not really the same style of gameplay.
Do you want to go for it anyway? Because all I know about this game is I've been offered about 300 free copies of it from friends.
I'm just going to read the notes. It's any percent 5837 by Blood Thunder. And he says, this run currently beats the segmented run on SDA, which is a 104.20. While there is a huge following for this game franchise, I was saddened to learn that there were very few speedruns out there. It was a challenge to learn the speedrun aspects of the game and had to rely heavily on the segmented run to figure things out. Special thanks goes out to Griffin51 and Exploding Cabbage for helping me learn and perfect some of the insane tricks, glitches, and skips in the run. I will be attempting to get a time I'm completely satisfied with, as this is a small amount of time can still be saved, and will likely pursue BioShock 2 or BioShock Infinite speedruns in the future. Hashtag BioShock Infinite hype.
Cool. Like, I always wanted to see a BioShock run. I remember watching a bit of the segmented one, but it was kind of...
Yeah, I have...
Shoddy, for lack of a better word. Shoddy, would you describe it as shoddy?
I saw a clip from the segmented run, which was really well commentated, and it was really impressive. There was a lot of crazy skips going on, and there were some really weird physics glitches being abused. And this was a while ago that I saw it, so I don't really remember it off the top of my head, but I remember being impressed by what I saw. It was some kind of crazy segmented strat.
Yeah. I must be confusing it with something else then. But that's cool. I mean, BioShock always gets a lot of people talk about it, how good it is, but I don't really know people who've played it more than once. I guess that's probably why he had trouble finding any other runners.
Right.
Yeah, that would explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it? Cool. Soten, Romscout, do you want to sort of grudgingly talk about this?
Right. Yeah, it's actually a pretty horrible run. I only submitted it to the show because it beats Mecha's time by like 6 minutes.
Take that, Mecha.
It's mostly from a better route, because well, look at this skip. Look how interesting the skips in this run are. Heart refresh.
Just
ignore that Crystals for Life icon. Don't go watch Crystals for Life right now. Stay here. Watch Sunday.
So this is like the only run I did this week. A lot of people, after we discovered the way to get the shop glitch working quicker, for some reason more people jumped on routing pacifist than anything else, and so there's like 3 other skips found. And so now this gets 4 less relics than Mecha's run, and like you don't get missed before bat like that, and you don't get the wolf relics or anything, and I take a faster route through the second castle. That's the only reason it's faster. I spent like forever on the heart refresh, so...
That skip is so good. Heart refresh, and then suddenly you're through the floor.
I want to know why you're 16 hours ahead at this point.
Oh, that's for my previous completion, which actually spent about 16 hours on the heart refresh.
If you don't think that's true, then you're wrong.
Did you go to sleep or what?
I might have for a bit of it, but it was only like 3 or 4 hours. So.
Oh god!
Did you not just think I should restart because there's no way this time's going to be any good? Like...
Never once entered my mind.
Welcome to Romscout.
I'll
get it at least by tomorrow.
Pretty much.
What am I doing the rest of the week? Yeah, no, I'll keep going.
Yeah, so this run might have a price tag on it for SGDQ. It's actually glitchier than any other Soten run I've done at a marathon before, so
just
look out
when
for
you
that.
thought we'd done everything so...
Yeah.
I thought we were done when I saw Maria after Romscout %, but no.
Romscout %, yeah, that's the scary one.
All right, next up, Feasel, you know about Rescue Rangers, right?
Yeah, I've played that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we've got the Chippendale Rescue Rangers, the first Rescue Rangers game, in 10-12 by Nudua, any % run, of course, and basically this is it's a little over 1 second faster than my run, which is on SDA.
Wow.
And he's been working on this for, I don't know, like quite a while now, but like just gradually whittling down the time. And it was surprising because this is one of the ones that I thought would basically sit around for the longest before it got beaten, because there's not a lot of other things you can do to the game. And I think there's only one, maybe 2 mistakes in the whole thing. I counted less than 1 second of mistakes in the run that I had. So basically, I think he got a slightly better boss fight on the spaceship boss, I think, and maybe the robot boss. Those are the 2 really random ones. And then other than that, just basically had slightly more optimized movements in a bunch of places, and it just it added up to slight improvement. But, at this point, that's, the any %, the real-time route really can't get much better than it is. I think there's a few skips that are left in it, like the Caterpillar boss. You can kill him in 2 cycles instead of 3, which will save maybe about 5 seconds if you get it, 4 or 5 seconds. There's also some damage boosts in the sewer level that you can do that are really tight, but they would save a couple seconds as well. So there are some things, but they're pretty tough stuff in a game that already has, a few really random bosses in it. Oh, he actually has some notes that he gave us. I probably should at least read that.
No, it's up to you.
Well, the point that he wanted to make here was that he lost some time in J. He said he lost about 2 seconds due to mistakes and had a bad fat cat pattern, which is pretty annoying because he's the final boss, and you have to hope that his cigar ash shoots in 2 out of the 3 possible patterns, because if you get 1 of the 3 patterns, you're pretty much screwed. So about a third of the time, your run is basically going to end there if you've used all your health up doing damage boosts before then.
Does he only attack once?
Fat Cat? Oh, well, no, he does it multiple times, but I think he usually only does it in 1 or 2 patterns, because he'll use the same pattern for a while and then randomly switch. But you can often kill him before he switches.
Okay.
Dude, look at this robot. It's like a robot snowman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this boss right here, this robot boss, this is a great fight. The pattern, him coming all the way to the left like that, is completely random, and he was able to get it in 1 pass of the robot. And that's very important. Like, that's a huge reset point in the run, because it's just a very random boss. So it's a really strong run. You guys should definitely watch that.
Okay, cool. Crash Bandicoot 2, the 100% got improved again. Is this the same guy from last week? I don't really remember, but I think I'd remember that name.
If I'd seen it before. I've seen it.
Yeah. So 125.27 by Mr. Bean 35,000 VR.
That is quite a name.
Pretty crazy name. But I remember seeing the time before and thinking, man, that's a really awful time unless it's 100%, and then it is 100%. So yeah, I don't know who he took this from or what's going on, but yeah, that's really good. 100% Crash Bandicoot 2 is sort of the real percent that most people seem to think of. There's a cool few little tricks, and it's basically about minimizing backtracking and whatnot.
That's all boxes percent, right?
All boxes, all colored gems, and all of that. Yeah. So it's like true ending basically as well. So it's really sweet. Yeah. Cool to see. I should probably watch those runs, but I have a tendency now with the show to watch runs when they're done, and they're never done anymore, so I never watch them. So I'll watch it when it's submitted or something like that, and then somebody improves it anyway, and then like remove their submission. So
yeah, then Pheenoh says, "I'm not happy with this time. I'm deleting the highlight, and also I'm doing this category again." Take that, everybody who wanted to watch 100% Twilight Princess.
Not allowed.
Hey, I uploaded that a while ago there.
Shut up.
All right,
from
next
massive request.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. We got We got Dark Souls PC all bosses in 144 real time, 141 game time by The Viking. I really don't know about Dark Souls anymore because the Japanese guys have some really crazy times, and I don't know if they run this category at all and what their times even are and how it compares because there are patches and that. So this got sent to us, so I've just sort of accepted it. Cotty hasn't said anything in chat about it being rubbish or anything like that, so I'm just going to assume it's good. So congratulations for Viking. Yeah, I can't tell. If it's anything like Demon Souls, you just get some kind of good spell and destroy every boss you come across. So maybe it's like that, maybe it's not. I don't know.
I haven't seen an any percent in a really, really long time. They're all like these weird...
Because the Japanese, crushed it. And, none of the Western runners get near it. So they've all sort of picked their own character and they're doing their own thing, I think.
Huh. All right.
The Cotty, it's a good run, but fucking hate it. So there you go.
I just banned Mike.
Yeah, someone just destroyed Mike.
That was me. It was an accidental click. I'm sorry. Oh my god. None of my games are going to get in the marathon now.
Yeah. So there you go.
Alright, fixed.
That's what happened.
DK64. Pheenoh or Peaches? Do you want which one?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Donkey Kong 64, 101% in 7 hours, 7 minutes, and 44 seconds by Seafox. This was a pretty good run. I think he beat his PB by 6 minutes. I think he said he was overall goal. He wants to get under 7 hours, 6 hours, 55 minutes. And yeah, I didn't catch too much of this run. I think there's some highlights though.
Yeah, we got some highlights. I haven't seen them though, so I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I was expecting this to be a lot
let's
He's
see
not
if he gets
out of
darker in
bounds
here.
yet. Why is he still in bounds? What's going on?
It's about to happen. Yeah.
So here comes oranges, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, his last 101%, I think, was before the lag through vertical walls glitch was found.
Oh, yeah. That was probably a significant portion of the improvement.
Yeah. And I think now there's that angle skew glitch that they're kind of working on. I think that'll probably have some uses in 101%.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm really, really excited to see where this goes.
This is a game they're never going to stop discovering glitches in.
Yeah,
it's going to be like OG was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think eventually the 100% is literally going to just be the time it takes to pick up these actual things, like the dancing animations when you get them and stuff like that. And there's just going to be glitching between all of them. That's my prediction. There'll be a glitch that just teleports you to every object.
Oh god, that angle skew.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I think I missed it.
What a fantastic glitch.
Oh, man.
Oh, dude, wait, hang on. I thought you were a butterfly or something like that. That's a character.
Yes. This glitch is so good. His walk is amazing.
Oh my god.
I just love the Seafox reaction. He's not even it's all interesting.
It's just normal to him. He's seen it so much.
This glitch is so good. It's like they somehow ruined collision detection even more than it already was. You can literally just run through anything.
You can hear the sounds of it. I'm amazed you still jump upwards, actually.
And not just more out of bounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just hear 1,000 rare developers popping open a drink. Oh god.
This is the best game.
So nice. the fun thing about this glitch is if you do it in the wrong spot, then you can permanently get stuck.
That's not surprising. Well, actually, the fact that you can get permanent...
Actually, no, that is surprising.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure if you wiggle hard enough, you can just pass through a floor or something.
Well, I watched a video of Diddy going through a cage. I forget where it was, and in through a loading zone. And then when he came back out, he couldn't get back out because the cage was still there.
Can we please replace the next RPG in a marathon with this?
Oh, please.
See, it's not up to us.
The TSSB marathon.
The TSSB marathon. You mean the Get Flicky Partner marathon?
Yeah, that's the one.
Sponsored by TSSB.
Yeah.
It can happen, man.
Oh my god!
I love that it carries over to like every Kong. That's so good.
That's really good.
I think we could do that. Just pick the our favorite records from the show and get people to run them for us live.
Octodad, a boy in his
Yeah, exactly. Octodad, a boy in his blob, DK64.
Yep. Wow.
Oh.
I think
that'll be
it's over
exactly
now.
Yeah, that's done. That's done. All right, hey, Doom64, Peaches.
Yeah,
Tell
that's
us all
me.
about this. That's you, and you made
All
the
right.
run.
Yeah, the record that I just got was 39:21 on the Be Gentle difficulty, and the time before that was 40:35. And I got really robbed on that 40:35 because I had a glitch that failed to activate at the very end, and I lost like 40 seconds. I got really bummed because I wanted sub 40. But I found a new glitch where if you quit the game and load your password during some of the text cutscenes, it saves about 10 seconds. So that, combined with a lot of the Zen training that I was doing, trying to beat the Twin Galaxies IL times, which some of them were actually kind of good, I was just a lot better in general. And so that's how I got the 39:21. So I'm really happy with that. There were a couple missed jumps and a couple failed trigger skips, which if you use the neutral reset glitch to go so fast, you can just like run past triggers. Some of those are really good. And I missed one that's probably worth about like 15 to 20 seconds. So this run could go under 39, probably not under 38 though. So for now, I'm pretty satisfied with it.
That's cool. Good job. And you did a bunch of ILs, right, as well for this?
Yeah, I got 19 out of the 32 Twin Galaxies records. So I got to sometime get the other 13. And at that point, I should be ready to go and get a really good time on Watch Me Die, which is the hardest difficulty.
Yeah.
Are there times for all the difficulty levels on Twin Galaxies?
No, just for the Watch Me Die. And they have these there's really weird rules where they want you to restart the level at the beginning of each level. Yeah.
Why?
So you start every
so you have no ammo, default ammo and shit. Okay.
Yeah, you start with 100 health, no armor, and the pistol with 50 bullets.
Right.
That's it. And some of them they're pretty hard to do. And one of them was 23 seconds on the spiral. And it took me about 6 hours straight to get a 22.
Dang.
But I did it. It was like a 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. stream or something like that. I couldn't stop till I got it.
I was watching some of them, and I was like, I saw it, and I was like, oh, this is Peaches just dicking around. He's just going to crush a bunch of TG records and like call it a day. And then I went to sleep and woke up, and I was like, wait, wasn't it yesterday I was watching Peaches do this? Like, how is he still going?
Yeah.
It's like, and he's done one more record than he had done when I went to sleep. What the hell's going on? Like,
yeah, the 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. block is a great time to stream because your judgment gets progressively worse.
That's when I do my best streaming, honestly.
That's when Feasel does a majority of his streaming.
So, maybe I'll run Super Dodgeball.
Hey, Renegade's pretty fun. I bet nobody's made a run of that before.
Well, that was not having internet for a week. That's what made me start running Renegade.
I thought that was Hideline, but that was that internet-free week.
Well, no, that's when I finished Hideline. That's when I started Renegade and Swords and Serpents, though. So
not having internet for a week does dangerous things to a speedrunner.
Yeah. All right. Elmo and Grouchland as well. We got Peaches marked his color. Peaches put his scent all over this one, so this is you again.
Yeah.
This is Elmo and Grouchland, any percent and 259 by Ness Kamikaze. And his notes say run could be improved by 2 seconds at most, but I just wanted sub 3. And this is a really good game. And you pretty much hold right. In some levels you don't hold right, you just like float downwards, which I'm seeing in this highlight clip.
Dude, that elephant.
Wait, it's the elephant from V.
You're right.
I tried watching this with a real critical eye, and on jumping in the dump, there were a few jumps that could be tightened, and on flowers, bugs, and bugs, he does get stuck on a log for maybe like 2 or 3 frames. But otherwise, it's actually pretty solid, and it's really entertaining.
Did you spend more time breaking down the run than he spent on the run?
Yep,
that's very possible.
It's really freaky with Nez because he'll pick these like random short games up, and then you'll watch them, and it won't literally be like 2 run-throughs, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm done." They're like pretty good runs.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
His Dash Galaxy run was really
Yeah,
impressive.
exactly.
It was like, oh geez, here comes Ness. So I did this in one day. We were like, wait.
Oh yeah, the minecart. The minecart's so good.
Yeah,
it is an auto scroller, but it's harder than
yeah.
Tasmania's minecart section. It's really
No wonder you optimize it so fast. I've seen about a minute of gameplay, half the run, and it's all auto scrollers.
Be quiet.
yeah, about half the run is auto scroll, but you have to play well.
You literally just press down at this bit. That's all you do.
All right, this is jumping in the dump. All right, there were a few small jumps that I think could have been tighter, but maybe I'm just being too critical. Maybe I'm backseat speedrunning.
What is this? Why is Oscar the Grouch smiling?
There's so many Oscar the Grouches too.
I love the Twitch chat right now.
Yeah.
It's the best frenzy I've ever seen.
Well done, Ness.
Not a damn enemy in sight is so true. That's at the last level. There's nothing in it.
Yeah, that's actually the level title. Not a damn enemy in sight.
All right. So next up, in another cruel twist of fate, Flate. That's right. In a cruel twist of fate, one of Duckfist's absolute favorite games of all time, Final Fantasy Tactics, is on the show when Duckfist isn't here.
Yeah.
So I'm sure one of you must have played this game, right?
I think everybody's played this game.
I actually did.
Yeah, I mean, we've all played the Final Fantasy snack tricks, and it's great. But maybe like one of you guys, because I don't want to, I always talk about this game, so maybe one of you guys want to talk about it.
It's basically like Solstice, the RPG.
Yeah.
Next game.
Yeah, it's Solstice. That other game, it's great. I've played that one a lot as well. But there's a comment.
One where you grind by killing yourself, or is that the other Tactics game?
That's this one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Have someone punch you, and then someone else.
Yeah.
Everybody gets experience for it.
All right, PJ, do you want to just read through all this info we got here then?
Right. Yeah, I got this. So Claude got a Final Fantasy Tactics run, obviously. Any percent category, single segment in 4 hours, 27 minutes, 47 seconds. Hey, guys. I've been a big-time speedrun watcher for about 2 years now, and recently decided to join in on the fun myself. I've been running Final Fantasy Tactics for about 2 months now, but this is probably the first run I'm actually proud of. FFT is my favorite game of all time, and I couldn't believe no one in the US was running it in real time, which is why I decided to step in and give it a shot. I thought he was French, though. Well, anyways...
because his name's Claude.
Well, I think he's trying to say that he would expect that someone in the US would do it, but no one did.
What with all those people?
Could be.
Well, yeah, lots of speedrunners in the US.
Right.
Yeah.
I can definitely improve this time through better menu management, better RNG, and better on-the-fly math. So my next goal is going to be sub 425. If anyone,
he said math. He's definitely not European.
That's because you get a calculator job, and he has a move that kills everything that's a multiple or prime number.
Everything that's a prime number.
Yeah, no, seriously, it's really.
Wow. Yeah, he has a math counter up too, like battle counter and a math counter. So.
Yes. Shoutouts to CVATS and #RPG for helping get situated in the speedrun community. Shoutouts to the segmented record holder Chessjerk for helping me refine strats. And shoutouts to Mr. MV and all my new French viewers as well.
So this French viewers, I guess he's just got lots of French viewers.
Maybe. His name is French.
Mr. MV does a good job of
I guess sort of French, yeah.
Randomly dropping a couple hundred French people off in your stream. It's actually what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. MV's mad good.
The French guys travel in packs, and then you just hang out.
Also, Claude FFT was the name of Cloud in the Final Fantasy VII run at Crystals for Life.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, the French have out-donated everyone else at that marathon. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, they have a third of the view. They've usually got a third or half of the actual view count of the Western guys.
They're restreamed.
There's a lot of it's tons.
Yep.
All right.
Anyways, good job.
So Karakan hasn't been on in a while with the Final Fantasy RTA, but that's changed. Final Fantasy 8 PSX, any percent in 8:48:12. I have a feeling this might just be a flat-out world record now, but I'm not sure. I can't confirm or deny that. It seems surprising to me that he would beat the Japanese times because, text and all that. But somebody, I think, said that, and so I'm just sort of relaying that info.
Yeah, I think it is. I think his old time was like an 8:51, and the record was an 8:50, I think. Because I caught the very end of this, and his splits were like minus 25, minus 25, minus 25 seconds, like the whole way down, which is like pretty interesting how consistent that is.
Yeah.
And people are going like, no, rest in peace to Earn, and I didn't really know what was happening or why. And all of a sudden he hits a split, and it's like minus 3 minutes. I don't know where it came from, but I just caught the end.
I've seen the 5-hour runs where the guy's like plus minus 0 seconds at 5 hours in, and you're like, how the hell's going on? Like, So if that's really impressive. We all know Karakon's like an absolute monster at these Final Fantasies. Watching him just get better and better the last few months has been crazy. But if he's beating Japanese times with the US version, if that's what's happened. Actually, isn't he playing this in Japanese?
I think he's doing 8 in English.
I think he's doing 7 in Japanese right now.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
I think he suggested whatever marathon he was planning on attending. I think it's AGDQ. He wants to have a donation incentive between Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, and 10.
That would be
he can
absolutely insane. That would be.
He should just run all of them, and then that'll be the marathon.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
I
like
would
the
like
most
to play
ridiculous
a game,
donation.
Actually, that's a nice suggestion, but I would like to play a game at the marathon. So.
I thought that was a brilliant idea, though.
Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, or 10, that would get a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, because I think he said there aren't many donation incentives for 10.
No, there's not really any names.
Like, naming the Aeons is like the only thing you could do.
You don't use them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Use them in the
if like 7 wins, then you can have on-the-fly name donations after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be crazy.
That's pretty amazing.
Well, let's see, that's up to Uyama, but he's got our support, I tell you that much.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Alright. FTL, Faster Than Light. Anybody want to hop in on this?
Not it. Well, actually, I can't.
Not it.
This is it's a roguelike, isn't it? Or am I thinking of something else?
I have no idea how to classify it, but I've seen a bunch of it. Alright, so here we go. FTL, Faster Than Light, which is a strange repeat of it. So it's kind of weird. Jovialis has a run here in 2045. This is easy difficulty, any ship, Crystal B category, which makes sense to, I'm sure, someone who's watching.
So,
hey all, I'm new at speedrunning, and it's often suggested that you should speedrun a game that you enjoy. So I thought I'd start with FTL. That's great advice.
That's to start with. Absolutely, to start with, speedrun a game you like. When you're as experienced as some of us, speedrun anything.
Speedrun the game you hate the most.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, so there's probably a few people out there who know about this game and know that it is almost entirely RNG, so I guess it is a roguelike. Initially, I thought this was going to be a big problem, but it turns out to be less of a big deal than what you're... let me try that again. Turns out to be less of a big deal than when you're playing casually, since most events have a safe option. With safe strats, I can consistently beat the game in 25 to 30 minutes. Bring the time down requires a little bit of luck, but also plenty of room for execution. The run I'm submitting could definitely have been sub 20 minutes, and that time could be saved. The time that could be saved were entirely in his control. He says, as for the history of the game, the only other runner I know of is the one by Sober Corwin in 33:19. That's a pretty big difference. He says the big difference in time is a combination of the choice of ships. He uses Kestrel B while I use Crystal B. I'm sure that, again, means something to someone. And just general execution. Still working on bringing this time to sub 20 before moving on to do attempts on normal difficulty. I hope that submitting this run to TSSB can bring some attention to this game and inspire other people to run FTL. I would love to have some to compete, assuming that's someone to compete and race with.
Or some people to compete with,
But I've seen Heidman streaming this, I think today even. And I think Aftermath was playing this yesterday.
I know that I remember forums blowing up all over the place with how great this game was. But most of the people were just sort of struggling to actually finish FTL or were playing for hours and hours at a time. So I'm intrigued to see what, if speedrunning it would take off. From what I know, it's more of a really late game thing. But I don't know.
Yeah. From what I know about this game, you fly from point to point and you try to get to the exit before some enemy ships try and catch you. So basically, the strategy is just to get to the exit as fast as you can.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you get events as you go to different points, and generally it's best to just.
Okay. Yeah, we got Vice City now. So somebody who marked this as purple, because I can talk about this as well.
That's me.
Okay, do you want to talk about it then, and I'll chip in with what I know about it afterwards.
Okay. So this is Vice. I better switch the page. This is Vice City by tier in 142.08. I didn't see this run, but I know that Tier's a beast, and that run is absolutely insane. And he has some notes here. He says, a pretty insane run, saved a bit of time with a new trick and a couple new strats. There were a few mistakes though, so this is probably improvable. I would just need good luck on SA though. I don't know what SA is, and an insane cherry poppers.
His Sunshine Auto's luck was pretty good. That's where you basically need to find 6 cars throughout the game and deposit them in a garage. You can do it from about halfway through. He found 4, I want to say 4 right outside that garage. And he got in one to drive it away, and then another one showed up, so he had to store both of them. And then he came back out, and there was another car he needed. And then came back out, and there was another car he needed. So he got really good luck there to start with, and then the rest of them were just collecting. There are a few mistakes. He didn't really mess up anything that badly, but there are a few things he sort of weren't perfect. But he had amazing luck with cherry popping as well, which is the ice cream delivery mission, where just hundreds of guys were next to him and just kept coming to buy it. And he doesn't know how much he saved from that, but he was 2 minutes 50 down on that split, and he was about 30 seconds down before then. So it was a pretty good run. There's some cool strats. He didn't get Chase 2.2, which for those of you who know it, he didn't actually get that, so he had to do the old method. Chase 2.2 is basically where you drive a guy who's meant to drive himself somewhere. You sort of throw him out of his own car. You do some stuff, throw him out of a car that you give him, and then you drive him to where you need to go, and it saves a bunch of time. He didn't actually get that, so he had to do an older strat. But I don't know how much time can come off, but he says he reckons sub 140 is probably possible. But it's a cool run, and it's a pretty cushy route. You could go copy it yourself. There are definitely riskier strats you could try, so yeah, cool stuff. Peaches, you're labeled for this one too.
Sorry, real quick. Is Vice City the one that you were going to learn?
That's the one I'm already learning, yeah. I started learning, yeah.
All right.
It's a lot of fun. If anybody wants to learn it, I would absolutely suggest you do it. It's really simple, at least to learn to start with. It's not simple to do this, what he's just done, but it's simple to start learning. So if you want to, I would absolutely suggest you do. All right. Peaches, you're on this one?
Okay, yeah, this is Haunting Ground, single segment, any percent, 119.24 by Rudex. And he had some pretty detailed notes. He says, Haunting Ground is a survival horror game for the PS2 by Capcom. You play as a random girl named Pheenoh that wakes up from a car accident and finds herself trapped in a castle. Throughout the game, you are chased by several different inhabitants of the castle who for no real valid reason want to kill you. Almost every part of single segment in this game is RNG based, and all the people that pursue you are randomly wandering around whatever area you are in at the time, and they have the potential to show up at any moment in time. Since most of the time you can't progress the story if you're being chased, you have to figure out how to lose your pursuer as quickly as possible while still making progress. Most of the time, there are areas where you can force the game to despawn the person chasing you. However, it doesn't always work out so easily, and many of my runs have been ruined by RNG. In fact, in my run, I had amazing luck up until the forest section of the game, which is randomly generated each time you enter it, and I lost over 2 minutes just from a really bad forest layout and not being able to find the exit. Lastly, you have a dog, which follows you around and helps you throughout the game.
Oh, no.
He typically only does what he feels like doing, rather than listening to most of your commands. Even when you take the time to better your friendship level with your dog, He still will many times just stand there and do nothing while you get stabbed or shot to death. Thank you, dog.
It's Pokemon.
It's any game with a dog. That's what it is.
Or an NPC in general.
Yeah, especially dogs.
Anyways, I figured that despite the fact that I'm not 100% sure this is a world record, I would submit this run in hopes of perhaps getting others interested in the game. If anyone has any questions, they are more than welcome to check out my stream and ask as much as they want. A big warning to anyone interested, though, this game is one of the most RNG-based games I have ever seen, and learning it can be incredibly frustrating. Gee, I want to go and learn that.
All right, I'm on that right now.
Let's do it. What are you talking about? I can yell at my dog in real life and in the game? That's
You say that right now, but Peaches, when it's 3 a.m., you're going to be getting this. By 9 a.m., you'll be learning it.
You'll start
Blind run. Let's go.
Yeah, you'll start your TGILs and you'll finish at 4 and you'll be like, oh, no, I've got another 5 hours.
Yeah.
Hey!
I'm going to change my nick to Blecky, join #blind, and then suggest this as a blind race. And by next week, we'll have a new run.
Oh, man. All right. Journey to Silius. Who knows? One of you must know about it. Romscout, I have a feeling you know about this, right?
Actually, it's one of those NES games I didn't get around to playing, but luckily there's plenty of notes.
It's pretty self-explanatory, really.
Yeah, go for it.
And I know it's a Sunsoft game, right? So
yes,
by
it has good music.
that you know it's good.
Yeah.
All right, so this is 12:12.77 SDA timing. Oh wow, that's pretty exact. All right, and
Dinner.
Sorry, guys, that's all the time we have.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We're out of
good
time.
job.
It's time for the final spin.
So Kirsten says, I've been watching speedruns for about 6 months now, and after watching AGQ, I said to myself, I can do this too. So about a month ago, I decided to try to run this game that I missed out as a kid, and I wanted to try it, and it also got an awesome soundtrack.
Yes.
That it does. All right, so the run is decent, I guess, with some small errors here and there, some bad luck on stage 3 due to some enemies that can basically fire at any time. Randomness in a Sunsoft game. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
But the run is about 10 seconds faster than the fastest run I could find, and it's over a minute and a half faster than K2's run. So I thought it was
surprised at randomness in a Sunsoft game, and I'm still amazed it has a good soundtrack. That's so unusual.
Crazy. Very possible to sub 12, but since I played this on emulator with a cheap Chinese DualShock clone, it would be very frustrating. That sounds like the best decision ever.
DualShock's bad enough as it is. You add the word Chinese cheap and clone to it. You're ruined.
Sounds like a gold mine.
I'll probably try out maybe some Cobra Triangle or Bayou Bill. This guy hates himself. Since those sound interesting, and if I can get a good time with one of those, I'll probably get equipment so I can do so you need to play Bayou Billy to motivate yourself to get actual controllers?
Yeah. He either hates himself or loves the game too.
Yeah.
Alright.
Wow. So, what was that guy's name? Christian. It's just Christian.
Christian.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. There you go. So, I can't believe he wants a Cobra Triangle and Bayou Billy are on his list of 2-run games.
Yes.
Wow.
Sounds like I need to give some suggestions to this guy.
Yeah.
He likes those games.
You know a game I always wanted to run, Christian, but never got around to.
Feasel pulls out his list.
Okay. All right, Pheenoh. So in this game, the character has a key, and in a game you run, you collect keys. So you're going to talk about this one.
All right, I can actually. I've put quite a few hours into this game.
What?
Fantastic.
Whoever invited you had good taste.
Yes.
This is Kingdom Hearts Re-Chain of Memories. That's the one for the PS2, not the Game Boy Advance. Any percent Sora in 3 hours, 22 minutes, and 42 seconds by Jambalia. There's no notes here. I don't know any speedrun strats for this game, but if I had to guess, I would say you probably want to get as many 0s and 9 cards as possible.
Oh, is this one of the card game RPG ones?
Yeah, It's kind of like a hack and slash, except each of your hack and slashes are based on cards, and the other enemy plays cards as well, and the higher card wins, unless you have a 0, which always wins.
Huh.
I'm not sure how luck. I would assume it's pretty luck based because the card drops in each level are random.
Okay, here we go. We're good.
Yeah, looking at his splits, I'm gonna say there's some kind of randomness in here because he's way behind at the moment.
Yeah, he must have done something really good at the end.
I'm waiting for like a split to get hit and for it to be huge green.
Oh yeah, it's just the suddenly minus 15
chances
minute.
of that.
Yeah, this
it's
is
got to be somewhere. That's got to happen.
For the final 2 bosses. He was like minus 7 minutes and then minus 14 minutes.
Wow.
I'm not sure. He probably ran the Sora mode because it's faster than the Riku one, or maybe it's just preference. But yeah, lots of combos going on there.
I know someone who runs these sorts of games, and they've been talking about it in the TL thread, and I probably should have read it in preparation for this, but then again, nah. It sounds like a lot of work.
Whoa. It says here, Thunderflap says, zeros always beat out enemy cards already played, but if someone plays a card after you play your 0, the 0 will always lose.
Yeah.
It's strategical,
as long as you
basically.
play after it plays, yeah.
This game makes a lot more sense now.
It's actually a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun playing it.
All right. Do you want to do this? Oh, actually, Romscout, you've played Kirby games and run them.
I have played Kirby games and run them.
See, this is difficult because Pheeno's run a game on Wii, Peaches is friends with Nez, and Romscout has played a Kirby game before.
Well, Pheeno ran a game on GameCube.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's not man enough to run the Wii version.
Oh, dude, what's wrong with you?
I don't think it has anything to do with manliness, just sanity.
Dude, what's not manly about holding a little white controller in your hand?
And waggling.
Yeah, and waggling.
Waggle.
That frame perfect waggle. Get on it.
Alright,
go for
Ness's detailed notes here say info to be determined, so I guess I'm going to determine it.
Oh, that's because I didn't.
He wrote
about
this
that.
He's going to tell you right now in chat.
Yeah, what I know about this Kirby game is you can't die, and it's adorable, and I'm not sure how much actual platforming is in it.
Nez is taking the piss now, really. You can't die. What do you do?
I don't know. I remember this game being at the first SGQ, and all I got out of it was oh man, this is adorable. Alright, when's the next Kirby game?
Yeah. So you turn into Choo Choo Car and then
lots of Choo Choo Car. I know that.
Oh. Is that the real name? Because that's a cute name.
No, I doubt it.
Oh.
It can go as the official name now.
Good.
Sweet.
I think there was a previous record to beat, though, to be fair. I think there was a 148. I remember Kugelwagging running it and having a time around then. So he at least had to optimize, platforming or whatever enough to beat that.
So he's obviously done stuff with it,
Yeah, I just don't know much about the game because it never appealed to me since there's literally nothing challenging in it. And I say that about a Kirby game, I know.
Yeah, I mean that's
actually most of them have lots of randomness in them to fuck you up speedrunning. But I don't know about this one. Maybe it does as well.
Yeah, it's very relaxing to play.
Yeah.
So someone sent me info about this run, and I think it was on Friday, which is a bad time to send me stuff, at least this week. And I remember today, and have no idea where I was contacted, and cannot for the life of me find a message.
Oh.
So
probably IRC then.
I don't know. I think Nest knows better than to contact me on IRC.
Oh, apparently disabling autosave saves 10 minutes in this game? Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
I guess that's
time saver.
They probably autosave before and after every jump.
Yeah,
in case you get hit.
In case you die. Or not die, but whatever happens when you get hit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's maybe 2. I don't know, but there you go. Awesome.
That's pretty top-tier estimation.
Yeah.
40 minutes, or at least 25 seconds.
Dude, don't worry about it. Controller Head was just talking in binary. It's all good. It's all good. All right. Little Big Adventure. Oh, nah, it's not the one I'm thinking of. Anybody played this? I thought it was Little Big Planet, but
That's
I'm
what
wrong.
I thought too.
Yeah.
Well, hey, look at this region. European.
Oh, and
Yes, we should have
PC.
European feedback.
I guess I'll talk about it then. This is Little Big Adventure by Crimson XX Manor. I've seen so many of these runners in my chat recently. This is bizarre. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Where the hell's it gone? Okay, there it is. So this says, this run went extremely well. Over my old run, I saved 13 minutes. The second to last split was a mistake on my previous time, as I accidentally clicked too early. I should have been around 127XX. So he did the right thing and chose the time that he actually got on his splits rather than the time he thinks it was, even though he made a mistake. So congratulations there. I'm very happy with this run. I don't think I can prove over a whole lot over this time. With 2 deaths and accidentally going into the wrong direction with my boat, I'm intrigued now. It's probably possible to lose another 2 to 4 minutes if I do a flawless run. It's a bit shy of the segmented run of 1:19:14, but I think the single segment is going to be tough to beat by much. The game is pretty much all about execution and timing and hardly anything in the way of RNG, which makes this game a lot of fun to try and optimize. Oh, sorry, makes this game a fun one to try and optimize. That's a good thing. We haven't had many pure execution runs, it seems, today. Everybody is talking about how luck-based theirs is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, congratulations, Crimson XX Manor. I have no idea what this game is. I'm actually just going to open up the Twitch now and watch it during this next game just to see what it's like.
We don't have
which is... Yeah, no, I'm watching it. You guys can talk about this next game. Hakano, you've marked this as you. Go for it.
Okay, this is Mario's Missing. Give me a second. Load up the highlight video.
This has the best author notes on the entire table. Easily.
Looks like I need to switch over to it. One sec. Okay. So this is Mario's Missing by SDFG, and his notes for this run say, "I hate this game."
Yep.
So there you go.
Wait, Mario isn't missing. He's right there. You sent him down a hole.
No, dude, that's Luigi. That's Luigi.
Luigi's so spiteful.
So at the start of the game, Mario it gets sent through a trap and falls into a hole, and you got to go save him. And in order to do that, you have to go to various parts of the world and then learn history about it, and answer questions to Peach. And then
the information booth.
Yeah. All I remember about this game as a kid was going to Nairobi.
And Yoshi is actually concerned about Mario, and Luigi just walks away. Yeah. He's the worst brother.
Why is Yoshi... Actually, no, I know why. It's because Yoshi knows what it's like to be dropped down a hole like that.
Yeah.
So what did you learn about Nairobi, by the way? Did you learn anything, or just that you went there?
Well, I also learned the game sucks. I mean,
right, okay.
That. So
I learned that it's hard to rhyme anything with Nairobi.
Yeah.
There you go. SDFG is my hero.
I can't think of anything immediately for Nairobi.
Yeah. That's the new challenge.
I'm surprised Bowser didn't reuse that hidden door trap at the start of the castles.
Yeah, seriously.
It's pretty OP.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. We got next one is Metroid Prime, which FJ normally talks about.
Hey, you're right. It is FJ.
It's definitely FJ's expertise.
I have dreams about
Miles got a 57 in game time, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
I saw him do a few runs. I only caught the end of them this week. And I caught one really heartbreaking run where he was ahead by a huge amount and then got obliterated by Ridley AI RNG. And
there's one thing that's going to kill it. That's definitely one of them.
Yeah. RNG is Miles' only enemy in this game. So it's really good to see that he finally cut the time by another minute. It's interesting that he's using in-game time and Super Metroid uses real time, but Miles can do whatever he wants because he's the only one anywhere close to his level in this game. He could use a sundial to time this. No one will even care.
All right,
that's like Miles in every game he runs.
Yeah.
It was 4 candles and 6 water clocks was how long it took.
4 candles. One was really big, though, and the other I think was already a little bit.
Yeah, this one's about probably pound and a half. Yeah, £1.50. So 3 of those.
Yeah, Miles is mad good, though. You should check that out. Always watch everything that Miles does. He could be like tying his shoes, and you want to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Learn something new about shoe tying, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Peaches, you can do these two.
Not it.
Well,
Is your name
I said-
Peaches?
Are you Peaches?
That's
I
how
said
it sounds
Peaches.
Pheenoh sometimes.
Actually, no. Wait,
What?
hang on. Let's have Feasel do it. Peaches, you can take a back seat. Go back to doing whatever it was you do. Feasel, you
okay.
can.
Great, here we go. So this is a run of Might and Magic 2, Gates to Another World by Stauken, which you can pronounce any way you like. And the time is 38:05 and a half for an any percent run. And that is literally all I know about this game, except that there's another run by the same runner of the same game with the category All Chosen One Quests. Okay, a bunch of Chosen One Quests. If you're wondering, he does all of them in 10109. So there you go. A game that I haven't played.
Is there not a big comment?
No, there's not. Oh, darn, there's sure.
Hold on, let me fix that.
All right. Hey, don't delete it. No. I'm getting trolled. I'm getting
Flicky will just
spreadsheet
move
trolled.
it somewhere else on the dock and then delete the whole page to fix it.
See, I know Might
Control
and
Z.
Magic.
Control Z.
Control Z didn't work. I actually did Control A.
But that selects everything. What are you doing?
What do? Let's just press delete.
That will delete my selection.
Anyway, so I should say here, he says that there was a 6-minute task that uses RNG manipulation to beat the game in 6 minutes, and I was amazed how such a massive game could be reduced to that, so I decided to see how long I could get it in single segment. And he said I was told there was a single segment recording that did just what it needed to get done in an hour 20, so I did both of my records should be able to beat that. All Chosen One quests means that I did each of the class-specific quests, where only those class members and the robber can be involved, and earn the questers the title Chosen One, and grants them access to the endgame dungeon, which adds a lot of time to the game, but completes the entire storyline, reflecting who is supposed to be the supreme villain for each class. So that sounds basically like an any percent kind of, 100% kind of thing, rather, like doing all the quests. But I mean, who knows? I don't really know much about what else there is to do in the game. He said, in any percent, I only do the easiest of these quests, and found some other skips that will soon go into the Chosen One. So there you go.
All right. Cool.
Why wouldn't the Might and Magic 2 for the Sega Genesis be great? So
yeah,
maybe
I mean, it's not like it's a PC game or anything. PC ports to game Genesis are all amazing, right? I can't think of a single bad one.
I don't know, you said Genesis isn't bad, so I tuned out.
Yeah, I can't actually think of a single one. I assume they just didn't happen, but apparently somebody did. All right, next up is Punch-Out, which I know a bunch of the other guys here had watched and talked about, so I don't know which of you wanted to go and talk about it, but go for it.
I can start, and then everybody else can chime in, I
Yeah.
guess. So
Everybody else.
Sinister got a 1641 in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, which is like 16 seconds or 17 seconds or something faster than his other best,
15.
which is a huge amount of time in MTPO. Like, a lot. This is in-game time, of course. So I started watching this run from the team page, and he was in, like, I don't know, like the 7th fighter or something, and had good splits. And I was like, wow, he's actually got a run going. I better not join the chat. And I, like, sent word around to a few others, and, like, Mike Uyama was watching from the team page. We didn't dare go in, because, like, every time I join a run that's in progress that he's got, it just, like, gets the worst possible RNG. So I watched it from the team page, and he, like, just crushed it. Every fighter was great. He was in the middle of the Tyson fight and had, like, a ridiculous time. And just to make sure that he'd get the record and like, not blow it with a risky strat, he played a little safe on Tyson, can save a bit of time there. But, yeah, he can save, like, a little time on King Hippo, who is just an RNG nightmare. And, like, a little time on Tyson if he gets amazing luck again. But this run was so good. It was unbelievable. You need to check it out immediately. I'll put the link in chat here.
All right, awesome. Yeah, he came into my chat after he'd done it, and he was like, Well, everybody else was like, "You did really good, like, well done, Sinister," and he was just like smiling to himself. So,
Yep.
yeah. So, congratulations, Sinister. Obviously, how long has he been working on that game now? It feels like
at least 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah. When did the game come out? Is that?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's how long he's been working on it. I
All
think
right.
he still wants a sub 1630, but holy smokes!
Yeah, anything at this point is huge.
Yeah, this run could be submitted right now and never be beaten. Like, this beats, I think, even Matt Turk's fastest theoretical time. Not theoretical, like the best time he claimed.
Yeah, by like 20 seconds even.
Yeah, unbelievable.
All right. Next up is Nimbus on PC, any percent in 2058 by Crate. That's a guy from TL, which is why I found out about it. I watched this run. This game has really cute music. It's really like simple and catchy and chilled out. That's what I learnt. You bounce around, the wind sort of blows you about, but it's a momentum-based thing. You sort of get your speed by gravity or bouncing off things or going into cannons and stuff like that. I did actually watch it. It looks really cool. And there is this sort of wind thing that blows you about a bit. So I wasn't entirely wrong when I said it was like sailing a boat. But alas. All right, next up is Oddworld.
We mentioned last week there's a cool thing with Nimbus going on. There's going to be a race, I think, on the 23rd or something. Is that right?
23rd? That's next Saturday.
I don't remember.
23rd or 24th. There's going to be some event, and whoever wins the race or something, I forget how it's organized, but they're going to get to work with the developer to give some feedback on Nimbus Plus One, which is going to be the sequel.
Whoa, wow.
You can help design a ship or design a level or something. I forgot what the details were. He gave it to us last week.
That's a really good prize.
Awesome.
Dang.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so be sure to practice for that. March 23rd, there it is. Thanks, Jack in the Box.
There you go, here we are.
It's a level.
That's really cool.
That's a really cool thing, yeah.
Dang. I'm going to leave that open and read that later. That's sweet.
All
right. Okay, Peaches, tell us about Oddworld.
All right.
Do we have a highlight video for this, by the way?
There should be.
There should be one. Oh.
Is it like the in browser?
I don't think there is.
I didn't make one, though.
Oh, because he... Oh, I thought he'd have made timestamps in that, but hey, whatever. Go for it.
Anywho, Oddworld Stranger's Wrath HD. All bounties run in 139.42.79 by Studio. And his notes say, most importantly, my hair is terrible because I ran this at about 7 a.m. and hadn't started prepping to go out yet.
That is a key detail.
This is a port of the original Oddworld Stranger's Wrath for the Xbox and a run designed to capture every bounty assigned in the game. A majority of the tricks that work in the Xbox version also work in the PC version, just with minor variations. This is the first run to really put in a lot of the Xbox tricks, and while I'm going to continue pushing it, it saves 20 minutes off the current TSS break time and 6 minutes off my old PB. Tricks and skips in the game tend to involve boom bats, which are like sticky bombs, or you can lay them on the ground and then detonate them to do like rocket jumps. And then finding terrain to exploit, and very often a combination of both. This run was extra ballin' because of a few members of Just Add Water, who ported the game to PC and applied the beautiful graphics, were in chat and freaking out over a lot of the skips. I'm going to be running this at SGDQ and plan to push it further, possibly any percent, possibly all bounties. Shoutouts to Coel625, who found pretty much everything before I did, even the stuff I found on my own, and for being a pretty rad dude.
Nice.
And Studio did also send me a message on Skype saying that any percent is an hour 06 now, so you should check that guy out because he's unstoppable.
Yeah.
It's a pretty fun game to watch.
Yeah. It looks really cool because it's a combination of you like running around sort of third person-y and then the first person shooting stuff. Like,
yeah, in first person, that's how you do the combat, and you shoot enemies and then capture them. That's like the whole bounty hunter aspect of it. And then you also get a headbutt move, which lets you move a lot faster, and it also lets you do these crazy out of bounds jumps. And it's pretty fast paced. It's really fun to watch.
Sweet. Okay, so next up is the two Paper Marios, which is an any percent in 342.19 by Anatomies with a Z. Or I'm going to assume that's what it's meant to be. Or Anatomies.
I think. I think you
Anatomy. Anatomy Z.
He's named after Franker Zed.
Oh, really? Okay. So then it's Anatomy, but it's a small Z.
You're a
small Z. Oh, dang.
Wow, dang.
Wow.
You two.
High five.
Wow.
What are you even doing? It's just two of you on the show. It's the same person twice.
Yeah,
And
we
then
need so many extra guests.
PJ strikes again.
Paper Mario, and then there's this Paper Mario and N64, all cards in 34114 by Anatomers. That's what it is now. Screw you. And he nabbed, well, actually, neither of these were his before, were they?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Pi had all cards.
Yeah, Pi definitely had all cards, and I think a Japanese runner had any percent. I might be wrong on that.
Talking about Ox.
Didn't Ox have?
No, it wasn't Ox. It was somebody else.
Oxless hasn't had it for a while.
I was going to say, if you forget Ox's name, then we're going to have to ban you.
Also, I just want to point out
Ox.
because of how mind blowing it is to me. I need to point out that Paper Mario is now like 15-ish minutes shorter than SMRPG, which I never thought would happen.
Yeah, it's insane. I saw a whole bunch of new stair clips that don't make any sense. You fall and end up in the background, and then you just walk past everything.
Yeah, sure. It's Mario 3, isn't it? You walk past the background and then
right. I didn't notice him crouching on the block for 3 seconds first. I just saw him in the background. Yeah, he just jumps off the staircase, and then the Lakitus are like, "Hold on, what are you doing down there? You need to be back here." And then he just runs past everything. I don't know, it's a real broken game, and it's hilarious.
Okay, Peaches, Pilot Wings then.
Yes. Hold on, I gotta pull this up. Pilot Wings 64, the any percent in 3549 by Graviton. And he writes, the reason I saved so much time on that run is apparently because emulator is 3 minutes slower than console, and my old PB was on emulator. For those who don't know, this game completes when you get a bronze medal or better on all 12 tiles on the main screen. Each tile has 1 to 3 stages depending on what class they're in, and you need 70 points for each stage on a tile. So 70, 40, 70, 140, 210 points for bronze medals depending on the tile. The interesting part of this game is routing each of the stages in such a way that you obtain the 70 or 140 or 210 points as quickly as possible, which often includes skipping entire stages, getting minimal points, and doing other stages normally. These skips are typically very tight on points, so there's little room for error, and landing well in each stage is critical. Expect the time to go down at least another minute to 90 seconds in the future.
I'm watching this, and he hits a wall and loses points. That sounds horrible.
Do you see how well he was navigating the rocket belt? Are you kidding me?
So for those that don't know,
that's
this
impossible.
game is for those that don't know, this game is super hard to control. Your first time you're playing it, you just run into the ground all the time.
This was one of the first N64 games, right?
All the early, advertisements for N64 when it listed the games that were, the release titles. I remember seeing pictures of this. That's my only exposure to it.
I played this game a lot, and it is really hard to control. It is incredibly fun, but holy smokes.
Yeah, the run is really fun to watch when you see someone who's really good at it.
Yeah.
And it has really awesome music, so it's really relaxing. Even though some of the levels, there's the guy with the bird wings, and he just face plants immediately to skip it. So.
Yeah, the hang glider music is real nice.
Yeah.
He needs to run 100% so we get to see the cannonball.
Oh, right. Those are really funny.
Yeah.
Because they have these, banshee screams as they get shot out of a cannon. Their arms and legs are flailing wildly as they go face first into a giant target.
It's so
really satisfying.
Wow.
This game's really, really good. I've been waiting for a super long time for someone to learn this. I myself was even considering picking it up, but I lost my cart somewhere.
Oh, dang.
I'm really happy to see this run.
Yeah.
Yeah, from what I know, Graviton and Controller Head are kind of butting horns at the moment over this.
Really?
Yeah, I know that they both run it. I don't know if there's more competition than that, though. Maybe they'll pipe up in the chat about that. But I do know that it's getting a lot more interest lately, and I think it's really fun to watch.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I saw some people in chat saying that more of them are running. Programax, the guy, pretty much the only Twitch banner I ever see. He's a big speedrun fan, said he's running it too, and he seemed to imply that there were quite a few people going at it, so that sounds pretty cool. I guess if you're interested, message one of those guys on Twitch, and I'm sure they'll help out. But yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
I need to see more of this game.
All right. Was Red you, Romscout?
Oh, I can take this one anyway.
It was me.
Oh, was it?
Was
Okay.
you?
Sorry. Yeah.
I don't know. He read it,
All of
so
us.
you've got to.
Yeah.
You're wasting
Romscout can do
valuable
that,
time.
okay.
This argument lasted longer than the run.
Yeah. It's a very short run. This was Portal 80% with out of bounds in 9 minutes, 51 seconds, and 9:15 whatever seconds, milliseconds, by Spider Knight. He says only 4 minutes is spent actually playing the game. The other 6 minutes is spent waiting for dialogues, elevators, portals from automated portal thingies, and beginning cutscenes. So yeah, it's a lot like the Portal Done Pro run. It's actually pretty close to it.
Yeah,
it's done single segment.
about a minute off.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah,
I think this is the first run under 10 minutes that was single segment.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's really ridiculous because that Portal Done Pro and some of those were literally just restart grind strats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of the few games I can think of that's had like a consistent bunch of competition since the game came out. Like it's never stopped for people. So I wouldn't be surprised if eventually someone gets really close to that segment of time just out of necessity for having the record.
Yeah, I saw that time and wasn't sure if I was reading it right. Yeah,
I think this was the first record run that used the save glitch. I think before it was considered too risky to use in a single segment run or something like that.
When it's 10 minutes long,
I know.
Isn't really
There was some new save glitch strat that was found recently, and they started using it in single segment runs now. So that probably helped add to or subtract from the time rather. Yeah, this looks really crazy.
So this is who's the runner again? Sorry, this one.
Spider Knight.
Spider Knight.
When I was making the highlight of this last one you'll notice is 2 minutes long because I just got stuck watching the video and then forgot that I was actually making the highlight and was like, oh, end it right there. We're good.
It's good. It really is.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, you could just show the whole run while other runs are going on.
I basically did show the whole run.
Well, this part's pretty standard for the last few runs.
Yeah,
but it still looks really cool, man.
Yeah,
the
fact you can even shoot her is what?
Yeah.
So is this at the point yet where the gameplay is less than the in-between level stuff?
Yeah.
Definitely? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, did he get to the cake room?
Yep.
Does he have the dancing ball? He does.
Actually, I don't know if he got to the cake room. It might have just been the ending.
Oh, no. Yeah. That was just the ending. All right. Awesome. Next up is QUBE on PC. This is any percent in 2928.8 by Ethelon, I watched a bit of this because Exo was talking about it. It was kind of cool looking. It was a sort of Mirror's Edgy type cool thing. It was cool. That's all I can remember.
This isn't the game that we had to look up the acronym for 3 weeks in a row, right? That was Rage, I think?
That
was Tram.
Yes, Tram, yeah.
Trag.
There was something with
Trag. It was Trag.
All right, well, it wasn't this one.
Yeah. But yeah, it says it's a pretty good run, but just a step closer to my goal of sub 29:10. If allowed, shoutouts to Suk for pushing me into running this. I'm closing in on my record and racing with me. Also, ESA hype. Yeah, this is a cool game. I definitely watched some of this with Exo, and it was cool. I suggest you guys go check this out. I think it's super cheap on Steam as well. So, yeah. All right, next up, Peaches. There's a game. Wow, what's this game, guys? I've never heard of this before. This is
try typing in chat.
Asterisk.
Yeah,
by asterisk.
Yeah.
Okay, so Quest 64. I got a 204.
Watch your mouth, mister.
And It's pretty important to note that this is on the Japanese version, L-Tail Monsters. In the US version, Kirk Yu has the record of 2:31. And this isn't just like the Japanese text being 30 minutes faster. There's a few differences between the games.
Mode, isn't it?
Right, yeah. It's one of the only Japanese games where it's really, really easier than the US version. The thing about it is you can skip entire portions of the route. So it's a pretty significantly different route than the US version. And it used to be that I had a 213, which was just taking the US route and just kind of stapling it into the Japanese game. And this is the first run where I really tried to figure out a good route for the Japanese version. And this was like a pretty good, solid run. I beat all the bosses really quickly. I had good luck on Magic Barrier, good avalanches. There was only one portion of the game where I got in a bunch of battles with Rockies, which are enemies which their turns take about like 15 to 20 seconds.
They're so slow.
Yeah, they spawn like halfway across the map from you, and they walk at about like a foot per second.
Yeah, it's unreal how slow.
Yeah, it's really horrible. And not only did I get into more battles than usual in that zone, but most of those extra battles were Rockies. So I had to just watch them. It was probably about 2 minutes of watching them walk at me. So if I were to run this again, that would be the biggest time saver. There might be another skip that we could do to skip Glencoe Forest, which has 6 spirits in it. That'd be a really drastic route change. But I think with it, a good run could probably cut 2 hours. So that would be like the long-term goal for the game.
Awesome. I heard a rumor about this run, though. Is it true that you're only doing it on the Japanese version because you're just not good enough to beat Kirk?
Oh, snap.
Absolutely.
That's what I heard.
No, every time I play the US version, I die. Just these terrible deaths. And it's usually because my Magic Barrier misses. And
such a good feature.
Yeah, your own spells on yourself will miss.
Yeah.
So good. I'm sure I played a game where heals could miss you as well.
Well, there's enemies in Quest that heal themselves for 0, which is pretty funny to watch. And that uses their whole turn.
I'm thinking about it. I think it might be Disgaea. Like, your characters can have such high speed that low-level characters don't have the hit stat to hit them with their own buffs. I think that sounds like a Disgaea mechanic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is in Disgaea.
Just I have a quick question.
Okay.
Probably isn't the right place to ask, but is it worth getting the power-up buff so you can actually physically attack bosses since you attack twice?
Those are all in Fire, and Fire is garbage. So unfortunately, no. And the other thing about that is every single boss besides the first one has some kind of debuff.
Oh, right.
And
close range debuff.
So, yeah, almost all of them are the close range. Zeus is actually the bird wind cutter looking things. So you would technically be safe against him, but every other boss, as soon as you cast Vamp Touch on yourself, they would just debuff it away from you.
Okay.
So that'd be a very frustrating way to try
that's a shame.
Okay, alright. This game is called Rad Raygun, and nobody has said anything for it. So, anybody know anything about this game? It's got a cool name, I know that much.
Yeah, we saw it last week.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, go on then.
That's all I know about it.
Feasel, do you just want to read it through then? Because this guy's name is Sir Fist, and that's a good name.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Sir Fist. Okay, just a second.
Oh, he just went offline. That's not doing it.
I'm gone. See you. No, I'm just trying to get this.
Let me just talk about it.
That's how he gets out of it.
Zips are so
Are you sure?
hold on. Okay, I'm in the ceiling.
There we go. Okay, I got it now. Detailed information about the run is on the YouTube video, but in general, I chained together slides and backslides to maximize movement speed and abuse zip-inducing glitches to skip entire segments of levels.
Am I watching a Mega Man game right now? Holy cow.
Yeah, I mean, they wanted to make it as authentic as possible, Mega Man-wise, sliding and zipping through things.
How do you even do that? It looks like you just backdash into the wall. This is a Castlevania game.
This is incredible.
Dude, what the fuck?
This is so good.
So he says, movement is definitely not optimal, and I'll probably go back and try to improve this, but I'm pretty content with the run right now. So there it is. It's pretty neat. It's actually more out of bounds than not out of bounds, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Gotta love this. What do you call this type of color on console? It's on the Game Boy, isn't it?
Game Boy.
Is this sepia?
Yeah, sepia. Yeah.
It is sepia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bang! Look at that.
I don't really know what's intentional and what's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched this run and I was confused by it once the zip started going on, but until that point, then it was pretty.
Hey there, ladder.
Yeah. So every time he comes to a ladder, he's gonna zip up it because it's faster.
Like, I can't even tell how the physics work from this video.
Yeah.
Like,
They don't.
you think after a few zips you might be able to like see something, but nope, just random zips.
We see a lot of broken stuff, and this just looks like the most unfinished game I think I've seen in ages. Like,
He's just got like a zip button on his controller or something.
yeah, exactly.
Worse than Pulse Man, where you just press left and right.
The level's
Just Pulse Man level
the
right here.
level's just still going as well. He's been on this level for ages.
Yeah,
Considering he's zipping everywhere, like
I don't remember how many levels there are, but I do know that they're quite long for this game. There's not too many of them.
Wow. How long is this run?
This is
I think
13
it was
minutes.
half of it.
13
Yeah,
minutes.
13 minutes. And this is the final level right now.
Adorable
Really?
bear.
Yeah.
Whoa. This game is amazing.
I would be bad at this game because I wouldn't shoot the bear.
Oh.
And then this is the greatest part.
Wow. That AI.
Wait for it.
wait, huh?
Wait, wow.
Wow.
What is going on?
I'm not sure.
This-
This is the greatest game ever.
I love this
Oh
game.
my god.
Wow.
So yeah, this is on XBLA if you guys want to buy it and make us play more highlight reels of this. That's all I gotta say. I might have to do this. How much is this game?
I don't know. I wish I
Here.
didn't.
Probably
Rad?
not much.
Yeah. I guess not much.
All right, rad ray gun. There it is. All right,
$1. Okay, everyone in the chat needs to buy it.
$1.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay, so next up is Red Faction Guerrilla on PC. Is this the most recent one, or?
I don't know. I
So
know
what
that
do you-
this is one where you can destroy walls.
Wow, you mean like every Red Faction? That's brilliant. Thank you,
mean
very much.
Rack Faction?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Rack Faction. What are you doing? Yeah, this is the one with the hammer, right? Okay. It's the previous one. Oh, okay. It's got the hammer though, where you can hammer stuff, so that's all right. But anyway, let me just yawn a second. Hang on.
You got it.
Good
job. Well done.
Yeah.
Real good push.
This Eddie would say casual difficulty in 2:45:18 by Cotty, who said, after considering doing so for a long time, I finally decided to try running Red Faction Guerrilla. Most of the run comes down to two things: destroying everything in your way and getting enough control points to unlock missions, which is done by doing small tasks, like rescuing hostages and by destroying enemy buildings. Overall, this run went very well, aside from 3 unintentional deaths or failures, one of which was completely out of my hands as an enemy soldier decided to activate a singularity bomb next to his friend who I was supposed to interrogate. Not sure if I'm going to try and improve this, as there doesn't seem to be much interest in the game. But hey, there you go. I didn't realize it was third person. I guess it is, though. Hey, congratulations, Cotty. I trust it when it's someone like Cotty who runs this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because, I figure he's pretty good at the games. But he just seem to be blowing shit up at the moment.
He's got you fooled.
Yeah.
It's Michael Bay of the game.
With the game?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, man, SML. All level. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So, Super Mario Land 2, also known as a really good game when I was a kid, but a really terrible game now that I'm not, is that's the actual subheading. It's Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins, also known as, and so on. But
I thought
this
that was
is
the first game. That sounds much more like the first game to me. But okay.
They're both like that. They're
both like that. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love this game. Let's go.
This one's got more caping over stuff, so I guess it has that going for
it. So this is on the Game Boy. It's 3913 by Mug, and it says very solid run, but with many little mistakes spread throughout. The biggest mistake was probably in Pumpkin Zone 1. I think it'll be very hard to get sub 39 minutes. I'm done with the category now, though. I hope Controller Head tries to beat me. So there you go.
I've been going back and forth with this game on a lot of categories, so I'm sure he will go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just last night, I think Controller Head was like 1 second away from, or 1.5 seconds away from the any percent.
Yeah.
So one of these days, it'll be back.
Yeah. Sorry, is there a highlight video? Or?
There is, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh. Dude, that's the guy. Controller Head still has the tongue out, though, right? Yeah. Controller Head's got the tongue out record, so...
That's true, the sticking tongue out record for this game. That's the more important category.
Oh, wait, no, it's wrong. No, that's the wrong one.
It's the wrong one.
No, I don't have it open.
That's cool, we can...
Close enough.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Really?
It was Mario. Close enough.
It's Mario. Wait.
I'll open it
Okay,
play while the next one's going.
Alright, why don't you do that?
Wait. What? Why don't we do what? Tell me, I missed
he's going to play it, but we can go on and start talking about the next one.
Next up is Sphinx. Oh no, because this one was really cool, wasn't it? Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. Can you not just play the Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy one?
I don't think we have one for that. So.
It's orange.
You're orange. Oh really?
Yeah.
So I guess we do have one for that.
Arm is like blue, so yeah, take that.
Okay. For the Sphinx one, I didn't open it up because.
Oh, that's fine. But isn't Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy the one with like all the really weird teleporting and like him standing out of bounds and throwing a ball around? Didn't we?
Oh yeah. Serpent's uploaded he's found a lot of glitches in this game.
Wasn't
it seems pretty broken.
Yeah, it was like 3.5 hours long and ridiculously broken. Oh, here we go. Here's Mario. But yeah, like Serpent, that's really cool. We'll talk about Sphinx. So he left a little comment here about says Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy is a platformer/adventure game developed for the PS2 by Eurocom and published by. Oh, hang on, I'm too far. Hang on. And published by THQ. The hero of the game, Sphinx, aided by an undead mummified Tutankhamun, is tasked with retrieving 4 sacred crowns to survive Osiris and defeat Set. I started working on it a year ago and ended up finding about an hour and a half's worth of previously unknown sequence breaks, rooted it and started running it. While the game normally alternates between puzzle platforming sections as the Mummy and more Zelda-esque sections as Sphinx, the speedrun skips all but 2 of the Mummy sections. Overall, this can be a very frustrating game to run, as 2 of the bosses, Pharaoh Spider and Geb Queen, are quite RNG dependent and often end runs waste minutes of time. There's also a variety of unpredictable run-ending glitches, such as machinery not starting or a cutscene dropping Sphinx into the water and despawning a needed NPC in the process. This is an improvable run, but I do believe it's worth announcing because of how difficult it can be to get a PB in this game. This is the one we saw, and it had all sorts of stuff in like falling into rocks and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Super broken.
A lot of like out of bounds swimming and stuff like that.
Yeah. Dang, yeah. So cool, good job, Serpent. Huh?
I just like the feather. Looks cool.
Yeah, the feather. It's pretty sweet. Okay, Star Ocean. Anybody know Star Ocean?
I popped into the stream and watched it a bit at least, but
perfect.
Yeah. So pretty fun run to watch, even though I don't really know the speed strats really. It's just a really fast-paced action RPG. It's definitely better to watch than like the Kingdom Hearts series or anything like that. I know that there's like unintended cutscene skips or something like that, and Withheld didn't get one. So she would have had like a 327 without it. Or if she had gotten it, so I imagine she at least wants to get that if before like I know she's recording like SDA runs now, but I imagine she'd at least want to get like 327 before submitting to SDA. Dude, it would have been 327.40. So there you go. Yeah. So
cool. I just expected this to be one of those.
Combat in this. Is it like random encounters and then it's like
yeah, it's random encounters and it's random encounters and then well, yeah, it's action RPG inside the encounters.
Okay.
Cool. I'm not sure I saw the blonde guy do anything in that last fight, but it doesn't matter really. But sweet, oh man, streamers.
Yes.
Oh boy. Fees, you can talk about streamers because it has a hook thing.
Because it's a hook thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a bionic arm.
It's got a bionic arm. This is a game called Streamer Z, and this is an 80% run.
Streamer Z.
It says in 4 hours, 17 minutes, and 49 seconds.
Oh, wow. Arcana,
which is clearly correct. Oh, my goodness. Don't blame Arcana.
Wait.
It's not his fault.
He didn't even put it. Whoever put it in the doc.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a period before the. Oh, jeez.
Feasel had to be a jerk. Feasel had to be a jerk and call you out on it. I would have just not even noticed.
Let's hit that.
I would have said 4 seconds, 17 seconds, and 49 seconds. It doesn't matter. All right, Feasel, go for it.
Go for it. Okay. What do I know about this game? Let me see. There's a grappling hook, and it is. You run around. There's clowns that you'll either get clowned or pied. Is basically the two best outcomes in this game. That's like the two best things that can happen to you: getting clowned or pied. And other than that, there's just a bunch of glowing balls that you don't want to touch. There you go.
It looks really cool, but they sort of didn't have like a concept for what to base this awesome engine and stuff around. And they just sort of made something up, and it's called Streamers, which is weird. And you play as a guy in a pink tracksuit.
I don't know. It looks like it took something from Bionic Commando.
Yeah, the gun.
The gun, yeah. But it just looks like it's just so fast and great. It's one of those games that I look and think, man, this must be like a new indie game.
The thing that bothers me is that, first of all, it's got Cheetah 2 music, which is fine, but they modified half of it instead of just blatantly stealing it. But the other thing that bothers me is they've got the grapple and a jump button. So
people are saying it's a Flash game, so it's not actually on NES.
No, it's not an NES game.
No.
Oh, well, there you go. I was more right than I thought then.
It's like Great Gatsby, NES.
Yeah, they didn't add in what console is on, so I just...
Oh, yeah, alright. Next up is...
Come on.
Sorry,
next up is Suikoden on
well
PSX.
Done. You got it.
Yeah. Any percent in 3 hours 29.50 by CVAGTS. You're going to have to give me easier names. It's much harder.
I went with CVATs earlier.
CVATs. See, but there's a G there, look. CVAGTS.
He said in the email that it's pronounced CVATs.
CVATs, okay. So maybe just get rid of the G. Just a suggestion. It's fine. So this is almost a 10.5-minute improvement over my first submission of this category to the show. This is chalked out to about 5 minutes worth of improved strats throughout the run, better execution, and a rare cooperation from the RNG. Now I'm going to focus on 100%. Wait, really? 100% runs? Isn't there like a billion? There's like 100 and something characters in this game to unlock. Right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think every Suikoden game has 108 characters or something like that. So, but this game is pretty fast-paced anyway, so I would imagine it's at least more doable than like 2 or 3 trying to 100% it.
Probably just sounds crazier than it is then. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, he said, I look forward to seeing a submission of that in the future. Shoutouts to #RPG for helping out during testing. So I read that as helping out drug testing. I'm confusing.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Getting a bit tired. I'm not stuck it. Okay, next up. Oh boy. Oh man.
I think Peaches has got this because the title is close to Typing of the Dead.
See, I was going to say PJ because it has super at the beginning.
Oh, that's almost valid. But Typing of the Dead, typing replaced house, so now we're already like 60% of the title is Peaches.
That's true. All right, go for it, Peaches.
Well then, Super House of Dead Ninjas, true ending in 523.64 by, please.
That's a weird name.
Iangra Vire?
Right.
What?
Cool.
Anyway,
that's how
Iangra.
Phew. All right, I'm just gonna roll with it. The notes say, if it looks like I made a dumb mistake at any point in the video, you are probably right. I got very good. I got very good luck on the tower layout, which made this run quite fast, and that it was done on the Steam version. I've never heard of this game.
Okay, so
I think it's like going down though too, because there's lots of horizontals and there's lots of verticals where you go up, but there's very few games where you're just like constantly descending. It's pretty cool.
So this game was originally a Flash game, and then it was
was it Project Greenlight?
I don't know, but it's a really cool game because you start at the top of the tower and then you try to go to the bottom to kill the demons. And as you kill things with melee, I do believe it is, then your rage meter goes up. That's the sword you see at the top below the score. And once that hits the max, then you activate rage mode, so you're completely invulnerable. But sadly, you can't technically take this into bosses because the timer always runs out. And it's a really fast-paced game, as you can see. You got to make decisions on the fly, and the dungeon is completely randomly generated every time. So,
oh wow,
that's
crazy!
That's
He's
really
doing
cool.
it this fast and he doesn't have it memorized. That's crazy.
Wow, that's really
ridiculous.
interesting.
Are
I
there
just
kind
saw
of like
it. Yeah.
Are there like preset tiles, or can you expect certain patterns?
So each like level has a certain set of tiles that it can switch from, and that's what you see the
shit! Look at this boss.
ground.
I like how the boss looks
This is sick.
completely different from the rest of the
Yeah. This boss kill is really awesome because he uses the magic to hit the boss while it's off screen.
Yeah.
And it ended before the boss died, so whoops. I don't know who made that.
That's all right.
Oh, that looks very slick.
I made it, but the boss goes on for like 2 minutes though. So
Yeah.
The final part of the boss is a 3-round kill, and it's really awesome.
Awesome, cool. Okay, next up we got Super Mario Brothers 2. This is the Japanese Mario Brothers 2, right? Or is it the?
I think it's the U.S. Mario.
Well,
Brothers
it
2,
wouldn't.
Oh, it's the US.
It wouldn't be any.
Japanese is also
for that version. It's the one based off Doki Doki Panic. Yeah.
Right, it is. Okay, so this is that on the NES, the US version Warp Plus in 2349. That's the Nico RTA timing, and that probably means halfway through the first jump that you make, timing starts, and timing stops when you pick up your 75th plant from the ground. So
That sounds pretty accurate.
That sounds like a TG category.
No, TG category would say you can't pick up more than 70 things from the ground.
Yeah.
Well,
So this is by Jeff Rose Ledger, which he says most of the first half was almost perfect. The worst mistakes were made at the bosses of 5-3, a crab of 7-2 Wart. SNES version is slower, stop spreading lies, play SMB2, it's a good life game. Well, those separate statements, stop spreading lies and play SMB2.
yeah, I just didn't know
Was
the
it,
paragraph.
Was it this category or the Warps one that Hoda Ruby was running before?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it was Warp Plus, wasn't it?
Maybe. I think it said
I
last
don't
week.
know, but it was NES, I think.
Oh, right, yeah. So I was just hoping we'd have a Hoda Ruby kill.
I think we've had enough of those. We can let him just relax for a while, I think. Dude, look at that kill.
Yeah, I
we do apparently, according to Funk Doc.
Yeah,
So there you go.
there
It
you
was
go.
Hoda Ruby's record that was beaten.
Oh.
I put these in the highlight because this is what I was talking about last time this was on the show. These kind of clips through floors and shit, and they're really awesome to watch.
Yeah, it's real slick. You drop something on your head and then use a ladder or a chain or whatever you can climb, a vine. and the game's like, I don't know what you did, but anyways, here you go, you're in this level now. Congrats.
Huh.
I'm surprised these glitches work the same way in both versions. Like, I had only ever seen this on the NES version. It seems to work the exact same way.
Okie doke. PJ, I think these are you two as the screen.
You bet.
Yeah.
Alright, so Zallard has gotten his alt-circuit single-segment Super Punch-Out run with a 2-minute, 58-second .75 time. That's obviously in-game time. He's been working at this for a really long time. If you count all the time he's been doing the IL stuff, it's been like infinity. This is a ridiculously good run. He had a few that were really close that we mentioned in previous weeks. It was like a 304 and a 302. And in those he got like really bad RNG in the special circuit, which is the last 4 fighters. In special circuit, 2 of those 4 fighters are like an absolute disaster to try and fight, because they like, if they dodge one of your attacks, you just lost like 5 seconds. So he didn't get, I don't know if good's the right word. Good is probably what he got here, but he didn't get exceptional RNG from them. But he also didn't get screwed over by the RNG, so it was pretty good.
Awesome.
Just like straight down, if you look at all of his times, they're all great. There wasn't like any fighter that just ruined it. It was pretty amazing. I highly recommend watching this run. I watched it twice since yesterday.
And that took all of 6 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's 19 minutes.
Yeah, with all the loads and menus and that.
Yeah, well, the game time only runs when you're actually fighting.
Yeah.
So
there's time between fights as well, and them on the floor on that, isn't
right,
there?
them on the floor, and like when they do like dodges or when they wind up for a big attack or something, the timer stops then too.
Mm.
I think, because like his bald ball last round is like 0.04 of a second long, and he does the whole bull charge during it. So, yeah, the timer doesn't really run.
Is this the person who's using like a special kind of like split timer that was only tracking the in-game? I saw, maybe it wasn't.
Yeah, I think it's just like a Google Doc. At least when Sinister does MTPO, he has a Google Doc that
he just types the times in by hand.
Well, someone in his chat does it. He doesn't even do it. I don't even know if he looks at it because he probably doesn't want like the distraction or anything.
Distraction, sure.
But someone types in, automatically compares against what he had in his PB. So I think Zallard has something like that. He might run it locally, or it might be another Google Doc type thing, but it's not W-split.
Okay.
Yep. I think we had a highlight for this, but...
Yeah, I guess it got eaten.
I'm sorry.
But it's all good.
Got eaten. We'll move on.
You'll move right into this
next
one.
one then.
Yeah,
oh man,
move right into
PJ's favorite.
Yes. All right. So, Super Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
Here we go. Edenal got a run of this at 32:15, which is an extremely good time. This is the any percent category on easy difficulty, because running this game in any other difficulty is just suicide. The enemies in Jedi are just dumb.
There's a video for this too, I'd like to point out.
Oh my goodness, Look at this. We got it.
Oh,
so you get to choose you get to pick your character in like every stage except a few. You have to use the Ewoks in a few stages. You're forced to.
So why wouldn't you just pick Chewbacca all the time then?
Well, everybody has a different ability. Luke is actually really good for almost every stage because there's a cool glitch you can do. You get like a bunch of Jedi powers you can use, and one of them is Force Freeze, which freezes everybody on screen. But that's used to get a double jump. So you can do a double jump out of it if you jump on the right frame after you use it, and you can skip like huge parts of stages. But you can't choose Luke for the Rancor pet, so he chooses Chewie because you can do the Zangief Lariat as Chewie.
Yes,
and you're invincible and you damage enemies. And it's really amazing.
Does he do that like not only out of that clip sort of thing that Tompa showed you?
The conveyor zip? I don't know if he does that or not. I haven't watched this around. I really need to. But
it was sort of the thing with Tompa was, Tompa was like, hey, you can go through this wall here.
Yeah.
Oh, how do you know that? It's like, have you been running it? No, I played it as a kid.
Yeah,
But
unfortunately,
even
I think
yeah.
this run's gonna be obsoleted when Tampa and I, when we start looking into the glitches, because there's a lot of undiscovered nonsense in this game. I found like this out of bounds where you can clip your face into the ceiling in this one level, and you can just run all the way across it instead of having to like climb up the scaffolding. And that would save a lot of time. Tampa found these conveyor zips that can save a pretty significant amount of time.
Sounds like a PJ game.
Star Escape.
It's so bad. It really is. I got this in the bad game exchange from Heidman, so I am obligated to at least do some work on it. I'm going to be verifying it at the very least, but yeah, that time is really good. Around 30 minutes is what I was expecting for this, and I think it was up around like 50 before. So that's a really good time.
It's also amazing when you get super speed. You just fly.
Oh
you
my
go
God,
so quickly with super speed.
It's insanity. It really is. So,
all right.
I like Edna a lot. I'm glad he got that time. Looking forward to watching.
Yeah, snappy dresser that guy.
All right, it's Pheenoh.
Pheenoh. Yeah, it's your time
just
to
mute
shine.
the stream. Go get a snack. Use the bathroom.
Okay, this is The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 100% on the Virtual Console version in 5 hours, 31 minutes, and 3 seconds by Anop112, and I do not know how this guy keeps improving this. He is just an absolute monster.
Yep.
Like, I remember not too long ago, he had like 538, and we were like, that's it. He's never going to beat this. And he's like, oh, I got 535. And I'm like, wow. Was something new found? No, they just improved it. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, now it's like at the absolute maximum. And then he's like 532, 531. And like in this run, he was like 4 minutes ahead. You can see there. So like he's still got time to cut off. We'll be seeing sub 530 like very shortly. He didn't say anything. Sorry. But yeah, Anop is really crazy good at this game.
He's a monster.
Yeah, I love watching this game so much.
Yeah, I don't understand anything that's going on, and I watch this more or less whenever he's streaming, just for a good laugh.
The out of bounds in Stone Tower. But yeah. I don't think he made too many big mistakes. I think probably the biggest mistakes were both luck based. I know he got an imperfect Dompe. He got like a 4 or 5 flame, whatever the worst is. And he also failed the doggy race once, which cost about a minute. So there's improvements there. I'm sure there's just general optimization as well. But yeah, definitely we'll be seeing more from him shortly in the future. I think he's trying to beat it right now, actually. So
it's insane how consistent he is at all the super slides. And
oh yeah, it really is
unreal.
All right, cool. Pheenoh, keep going. You got another game.
Okay, yeah. The next one is The Legend of Zelda Oracle Seasons. 80% in 1 hour, 54 minutes, and 45 seconds on Game Boy Color. Actually, I think he did this on an emulator, but that's okay. By Paladrima. Paladrima was actually away from the Zelda scene for quite a few months, and he just came back like in the last week and just like, hey, I got a new record. Like, I guess it's him. He says, I got a new world record for Oracle Seasons 80% yesterday, March 14th. Platform being Game Boy Color, played on the emulator though, Visual Boy Advance, using the European version. The only advantage of the European version compared to the US is the absence of a single enemy in a room in Dungeon 3 though, so nothing major. The final time clocked in at 1 hour, 54 minutes, and 45 seconds, beating my old run by about 46 seconds. Improvements were due mainly to better execution in some parts at least, with luck being average, nothing too amazing there. I'll keep trying to get some time off this run, can't really say what I'm aiming for though. So, probably be seeing more from him soon as well.
Yeah, I know the Oracle games are two of the most RNG heavy Zelda runs for sure. So,
and I think that's exclusively
under 2 hours. Yeah, I think so.
All right, next up, Beautiful Joe again. Teaminator 64 beat his kids mode run, the 80% with Joe as usual. Basically, your standard kids mode run. 29.46. He says he reckons sub 29.30 can be beaten with Joe. It will take a bit of improvement on his part and just a tiny bit of RNG stuff like that to get good slots and so on. If you've ever watched this game, it's like really almost overwhelming to try and like figure out what's going on. Like, you get bad camera angles and the whole screen is blurry because you're max speeding everywhere. It's like crazy to see people can actually like sort of do it. So I'm entirely surprised when they go like 3 minutes without making any mistakes.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But definitely a cool run. Go check out his stream. He's been streaming recently.
You can't even see much of the game during half the run.
No,
because it's like the white motion lines covering half the screen.
Yeah. It's the hardest part about it, I think.
It's amazing.
Yeah. You probably don't see it after a while. I'm sure you just get used to it when you're running it.
Well, it's just more that your field of view, that your stuff you can see, just becomes a much, much smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of getting like a nice big screen, you can just sort of see Joe and the tiny bit of space around him.
The opening of the ceiling you have to jump through.
Yeah. He also did a beautiful Joe any percent kids mode, same deal, but with Captain Blue, one of the unlockable characters. And that's at 30:32. And he actually left a comment here, but saying, I can't definitively say that this is a new world record, but I can't find any other videos on this character for speedrunning. It's also kids mode in any percent. It's 30:32. This run with Captain Blue, you unlock the captain by beating the game on Ultra V rated. Difference between him and Joe: does not have a double jump, but his single jump is as high as another character's double jump. He can gain a second jump by manipulating the zoom mechanic in the game, which gives him a higher jumping count. He can float in midair indefinitely if you desire, when he holds his hands on his hip and floats. Haters be hating on Blue. Once I get the hang of Blue's movement, I think there's potential for him to outmatch Joe, but it's hard to say at this point. Yeah, and then there's one last one, which has been read for Pheenoh, so...
Yep.
Pheenoh, take us home.
All right, this is VB by Fiery Blizzard. It was 80% with deaths in 1307. I talked to him early on at the end of last week, and he said that he was going to be doing attempts again this week since he was on spring break.
Yeah.
I don't remember what his old time was, but he actually beat it and got 1314 with a death, and he said he was aiming for around 1310, and I think he said he'd probably be done. And then he just came out with this run, which was 1307, which is like insane. It's like nearly flawless.
Yeah, it's really good.
His comment here says "Beast, so Beast."
That's my.
I haven't watched it yet, but I mean, it's evidently it's really good.
There was a TAS made of this game.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
No.
There was a TAS released this week for VVVVV.
It was a while ago, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
Because there were sync issues with it, weren't there? And he sort of had to go looking at the TAS strats. So,
yeah, he was looking at the TAS. He added a few new things, but he keeps he sends me some messages every few days, and he's like, "Hey, I think I'm going to add this strat. It saves half a second, and it's impossible to do." Okay, you should probably do that.
I'm going to risk the whole run on this few frame saver.
I mean, the stuff that he's got to cut now to save time is ridiculous. Like this room here, not as I do.
Yeah, the checkpoint deaths.
Oh yeah, this room was one.
This room, you normally have to hide in that little nook at the bottom, and I haven't even played this game up until there.
Wow.
And I watched that and I was like, wait, something doesn't seem right about this room. And he did the whole thing. Like the red only moves, I think, when you're facing right side up.
Yeah, when you're on the floor, he moves. When you're on the ceiling, he doesn't.
Yeah. So you're supposed to get into that.
I've definitely never seen that manipulation before, where you don't go in the corner.
No, that was crazy.
That's like brand new. That just introduced in the strata and the TAS, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So the stuff he's adding now from the TAS is just like really ridiculous. This run is incredible. Highly recommend watching it.
So he had 2 deaths, and those were both intentional.
Oh yeah, all of his deaths were
the tower.
Yeah, I think there were 11. I think that's what that said.
Oh, was there?
He had 11. Like a lot in the tower that were intentional.
Yeah, the tower is mostly intentional. So,
but it's like 85 deaths in the tower. Total deaths 11.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We're done, right? For records.
I believe so.
I'm done with records, yeah. Mm-hmm.
As for honorable mentions, I think Josh Yee's San Andreas beat his own San Andreas run this week, but I didn't get it. Either he didn't get it in on time, or we didn't get the info on time. I'm pretty sure he did, but I don't really know too much about it. There's an amazing clip where I found. Well, I didn't know this existed, but there's a luck stat in that game and basically stuff will just blow up on top of you for no reason other than the luck stat exists. And there's a clip of him running along about 6 hours into the game, and a plane falls out the sky and crushes him and blows him up and kills him, all entirely because of the luck stat. So that game's amazing. I can't think of any other honorable mentions that I remembered.
Another one that didn't get in that ZFG just reminded me of was SVA beat the Ocarina of Time 100% record for Japanese. I think his time was 4:57 something seconds. Yeah. He beat his run by like 5 minutes, and it was like insane.
4:57?
Yeah. So 100% is under 5 hours for Ocarina of Time now.
That's so ridiculous. Like half a year ago, is at like 6:11.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Also, if you have a record or anything like that, submit to the show. Please send an email to either tssbreak@gmail.com or the sundaysequencebreak@gmail.com. Those both work. You can also PM the channel if you want to, or find us in RSE, but if you can email us, that's the best way to go for it. If you would like highlights made, please upload your run to YouTube first, and then we can make it a lot easier, a lot quicker for us. Or you can make your own highlights, which also work. And if you are giving us timestamps to make highlights with, please tell us if they are video timestamps or if they are W split timestamps. Because otherwise you might get a really weird looking highlight video. So, I think that's good.
You guys should check out this channel on Thursday at 9 p.m. EST?
Oh, yes.
Something T.
9
p.m. whatever the
EDD.
Whatever time zone it's officially called in Eastern America. That's what you have to do. Yeah. 9 p.m.
And also to any Europeans, as you may have guessed, next week is the last week of early TSSB for us. So if you're in Central Europe, it'll be at midnight. If you're in the UK, it's at 11 p.m. next week. That is the last one. And then it's back to being midnight and 1 a.m. The other way around. So bear that in mind if any of Europeans are watching. It is, again, an hour earlier than normal next week, and then back to usual. As for next week, it is going to be Secret of Evermore, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Secret of Evermore with Meta Sigma, Panda, and Lemon, is that right?
That sounds right.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think.
I know Meta Sigma and Panda, I know are confirmed. I don't know about who else.
Lemon SX. I thought Lemon was going to be there. I remember seeing his name.
All right, cool.
So I don't know for certain.
Feasel, do you want to give a quick plug for what Thursday actually is?
What it actually is. Okay, so if you guys haven't seen it yet, this is we've done 2 weeks of this so far, but we're doing TSSB's Speed Gaming League, which is a competition-based show that we're trying out here. And basically the idea is we get 4 players together and we have them do a bunch of randomly paired matchups, one-to-one matches, where they're basically doing what we like to call an RTA race. So it's sort of a combination between RTAing and racing. You're given a fixed amount of time, 30 minutes, to have both players try to get the best run they can of a game. And it's usually a relatively short goal of the game, just several minutes. And the players are basically given these games with a limited amount of time to practice. So everyone is given a game 1 week in advance, approximately a week in advance, and they all practice that. And then the night of the show, each player is also given another game, which they only have 1 hour to practice for. And so basically we do just a series of matches, one-on-one matches, and we end with a big 4-way match at the end. And so it's a lot of fun. I like the format. I think is pretty entertaining. We're trying to find ways to make it look flashier, but basically the competition is pretty good, and we've got lots of people lined up to do the show. If you guys are interested in joining that show, being a player on it, send us an email at tssbreak@gmail.com. But otherwise, just tune in 9 p.m.
If you
Eastern,
put SGL in the subject, that would also help.
Yeah, it'll help. We'll find it either way, but that helps.
Yep. Okay, so just some reminders then. Next Saturday, that Nimbus race thing, pretty cool. Go check that out.
Yeah.
If you have Tomb Raider and haven't played it, come do the blind race with me and my friend Sean. That'll be fun. I don't really know if it will be streamed. I might stream it in my awful quality connection, but more looking for people to play with us at the moment. SGL this Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern. TSSB will be an hour early for Europe. Secret of Evermore next week. And the week after will be a week off, right? I'll be in Germany, and the other guys have got Easter commitments with their families, so that'll be a weekend off, the one after that. So, I think that's about it. Should we...
Yeah, the last... One last announcement. There is going to be a special SRL announcement about the SRL Seasons system that they're implementing. The official announcement is happening as soon as this show is over. It's going on Garrison's stream. So although we're going to stream raid the Crystals for Life people, that'll be our official stream raid. But everyone who is interested in SRL and what goes on there should check out Garrison's stream starting right now. He's got the stream up, and as soon as the show ends, he's going to make the announcement explaining SRL Seasons. So raid Poxnor now, or raid him after the Garrison's announcement.
We also need
over.
to do just wait for the raid. Wait for the raid. Don't raid yet because
don't raid yet. We're not done.
We got our guests need to do their shout out. So Peaches, any last things you want to say?
Oh yeah, sure. Geez, I wish I had some prepared. Shout out to Studio for being a cool guy. He's originally a League of Legends caster, but he's getting into speedrunning now. And,
hilarious troll in chats too, I will say. Not to encourage him, but he can be pretty funny.
Yeah, and he's really good at commentary. So if you ask him any questions about the game that he's running, it's you usually get a good response. Also, shout out to Flint. We were doing the honorary mentions earlier, but I forgot that he got a new Bugs Life time.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let me pull it up really quick. He just tweeted it yesterday. 23:22 any percent. He says near perfect run and new unbeatable time. So who knows if that's truly unbeatable, but maybe there'll be new skips in the future because it's a fun game to watch. That's all I got on the top of my head.
Okay, awesome. Pheenoh?
I have one shout out. There is a speedrunner named Reflected who has been doing world record attempts on Donkey Kong Country 2. And a little backstory about that game is Japan has pretty much had the record for this game for like ever. Like nobody but Japan has had the record for this game. And Reflected is the closest like non-Japanese runner to get. I think he's like 8 seconds away from it right now.
Which game is this?
And the record is like insanely optimized. Like DKC2.
Oh man.
And nice. I want to say he said like the record right now is like 41:59, and he said like 41:50 is the like lowest anybody on console could ever get ever. So he's trying to be like an insane record right now. So I really want to plug him and like have you guys check him out because he does like 4 or 5 hours of attempts every single night trying to beat this guy.
We hyped up Riz for like 8 weeks in a row.
Yeah, exactly. And so anybody beats Riz, he has our respect.
Yep.
So she'll also go.
Somebody beat Riz already. It was
another
they did,
Japanese runner. Another Japanese guy
named Drum.
Drum, yeah.
And that's who he's trying to beat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Romscout.
First of all, thanks to the guys on the show for having me on again.
No problem.
Glad you put up with me. And Soten runners, Soten crew, appreciate all of your guys' help all the time and support. And the Crystals for Life people, SRO and SDA people raising money for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. It means a lot to me personally as a diabetic.
Yeah.
So I really do appreciate all the donations they've brought in for that. So all the people who donated. Yep.
We would also, as the show, we would like to thank Arcano for not only stepping in to help out with Duckfist after his mother/router took a dive, but
no problem.
Depending on how good your reading skills are.
That's a little off-stream joke for you there. Duckfist router. His mother's fine, don't worry. His router's messed up.
That's
we'd like to thank
for
him.
The rest of us who aren't British.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. We'd like to thank him for stepping in there, and obviously all the other stuff he does. He's very
he could basically
very
replace any one of us.
Team.
So we gotta watch out.
Oh no, I can't. No, I can't. You guys are too valuable.
We'd also like to thank Green K4 for making some Twitch videos for us, highlights and so on. Hit Manatee for helping out with the podcast. the audio because we had that's it. We have an iTunes.
Oh yeah, you actually have an
podcast.
iTunes.
We have two. Yeah, we've got a video and an audio.
I tweeted it. I tweeted it.
We tweeted it, but
that doesn't count. Go on.
It's somewhere. Well, they made it. So now you can get the show on iTunes and on iTunes you just search the Sunday Sequence Break and you can subscribe from there. Yeah. There is an audio and video version.
Give us a 5-star rating.
Yes, please. Yep. Give us 5 stars.
Yeah, I don't know what it does, but do it. It's great.
Do it, please. Yeah, I don't know what it does either.
Yeah. So it only took us a year, but we did it. It's really good. But Hitmanity's been helping out a lot with that. Tom for all the help he's done. Most of the work. Yeah. Well, yeah. He also helped make our funky pretty page.
Yeah.
Our Twitch page.
Mad
so,
shout outs to the ActRaiser 2 SRL banner.
Yeah, no kidding. That's great.
Yeah. And is that for that? So yeah, that is that for that.
I think that's
so. As per usual, we'll be running 3 minutes of ads after the outro is done.
Yeah.
Please, if you want to help us out, just switch your ad block off and leave the stream running for a couple of minutes while that's on. We don't like running them during the show because it sort of breaks up the flow a bit. So, going to throw them on at the end. Yeah, if you want to help us out, just leave it on. We'll throw it in there at the end.
Yeah, while you're listening to Garrison's official SRL announcement, you should just have our channel in the background muted.
Yeah.
Does that even work? Does that mute the ads too?
I believe so.
Really? Oh, that's cool.
They'll find a way. If not, open up Garrison in another browser and mute it in your
mute Chrome or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. But anyway, do check out Garrison's stream. I'm just posting the link in the chat again.
Yep.
And then we should probably say the stream. Yeah. So watch this as soon as the show ends, and then we got a real raid about to happen for Poxner's channel for Crystals for Life Marathon.
Yep.
Yeah. You can do we have anything to say to him? Just say TSSB raid, I guess. That works.
TSSB raid will work.
And join us next week for Secret of Evermore at 7 p.m. Eastern. That is an hour earlier for Europe again, so it's going to be 11 p.m. in the UK, midnight in the Central Europe. So cool. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks.
Bye.
Please tell me taste the bell isn't really what they say at Taco Bell, right?
It used to be.
Taste the bell.
Eat the taco,
No,
right?
they used to have the Chihuahua.
Wait, seriously, they said taste the bell.
At some point, I remember that, yeah.
Does bell not mean the same thing it means in England?
Apparently
it's either
not.
that or taco,
I don't think so.
really. So what are they going to do?
Do you know what a bell is in England? Would you like me to tell you?
No, thanks.
Potentially.
Because
Depends on how bad it
I'm
is.
just going to let my imagination handle this. I'm going to be disappointed with whatever you say.
Just
so
remember that we're live.
The end of your penis, there's like that shape at the end.
Okay.
The, like bigger that penetrates is that cool like pointy shape. That's the bell of your penis.
Like shriveled hook shaped part?
Yeah, shriveled hook shaped thing that's like sort of blacky red.
Right.
where is that relative to the barbs?
The barbs. Oh, it's like further along from the barbs.
Okay.